Chapter 1744. With a loud bang, the divine power and flame beast soul immediately collapsed in the void. Evenly matched. This scene shocked everyone present so much that they couldn't close their mouths. But it was not over yet. The sword realm enveloped the ice dragon. The terrifying sword chi shattered the void, and the ice dragon's body was instantly covered in wounds. "You have really angered me." The ice dragon was furious. Its aura suddenly skyrocketed. With a crack, the sword realm shattered on the spot. "I showed mercy because I was giving you face. Do you really think I am afraid of you?" The ice dragon shouted. Swish. But suddenly, the golden small beast appeared next to the ice dragon without any warning. Qin Feiyang's body and mind tightened. Tang Hai and the others below also became nervous. "Is it the small beast that took Chang Shui away?" Lu Jiajin murmured. The golden small beast glanced at Qin Feiyang, then looked at the ice dragon and said, "Have you had enough?" The ice dragon said angrily, "No. Today, I must teach them a lesson." The golden small beast's eyes turned cold and said, "Then do you want to teach Lord Frog a lesson too?" The ice dragon god was stunned and quickly said with a flattering smile, "Boss Frog, what are you talking about? How could I have the guts to do that?" "Then stop talking nonsense," the golden small beast said. The ice dragon sighed unwillingly and turned to look at Qin Feiyang. It snorted and said, "Boy, you are lucky. Next time, don't let me see you again. Otherwise, I will teach you a lesson." It waved its claws in the air, and Lu Jiajin, who was below, suddenly rose into the air uncontrollably and flew in front of it. "What are you doing?" "Put him down," Qin Feiyang shouted. "Take care of yourself first, because the battle here is not over yet." The ice dragon smiled playfully. "The battle is not over yet?" Qin Feiyang was stunned and said in a deep voice, "What do you mean?" However, neither the ice dragon nor the small beast answered him. The small beast stretched out its paw and pointed in the air. A streak of golden light shot into Qin Feiyang's forehead like lightning. "What are you doing?" Qin Feiyang said angrily. Ice Dragon grinned and said, "Boss Frog sealed your castle." "What? Sealed the castle?" Qin Feiyang was bewildered. "That's right. This emperor has already sealed the ancient castle in your forehead. You will never be able to take it out again. In other words, I won't be able to summon the castle to help you fight in the future. However, the other functions haven't disappeared. For example, time arrays. You, your friends, and your subordinates can also enter the castle." The golden small beast laughed. "Why? Why are you doing this?" Qin Feiyang said angrily. "A heaven-defying artifact like the castle shouldn't exist in this world. This emperor is already very merciful for not destroying it. So, you should be grateful to me. If you want to unlock the seal, come to the 3rd floor. This emperor will be waiting for you." After the golden small beast finished speaking, it took the ice dragon and Lu Jiajin and disappeared without a trace. "Damn it," Qin Feiyang roared. He thought that the ice dragon's target was him, but he didn't expect it to be his cousin. Chang Shui, Lu Jiajin. One after another fell into the hands of the small beast. Even the castle was sealed. What should he do now? "Brother Qin, don't worry too much. This emperor will go to the 3rd floor now and inquire about your cousin's situation." Suddenly, the voice of the fire python sounded in Qin Feiyang's mind. "Brother Fire." Qin Feiyang was refreshed and quickly scanned the surrounding void. "I am now in the Dragon Soul mountain range. You can't see me. Also, you have to be careful. There are a few enemies near you. I can't help you now as well. The beast emperors on the 2nd floor won't dare to help you. This is an order from the Lord Beast God." The fire python's voice rang in the air again. The Dragon Soul mountain range was where the inheritance altar that led to the 3rd floor was located. "There are a few enemies." Qin Feiyang's eyes widened. Was this what the ice dragon meant when it said he hadn't accepted the battle yet? This was not good news. "You must survive. Wait for my news," the fire python said again. Then, its voice faded away and did not speak again. As it spoke, the 9-leaf fire lotus and the crimson sword soul brought Qin Feiyang to the ground. Then, the 2 war souls returned to their seas of qi. Qin Feiyang regained his senses. He looked at Tang Hai and Zhao Tailai in the distance and shouted, "Take the spirit sea pills and prepare for battle." Prepare for battle? Zhao Tailai and Tang Hai were stunned. What does this mean? The mysterious madam, Mu Changfeng, the royal tutor, and the others were puzzled as well. Qin Feiyong did not answer them. He looked around warily and said telepathically, "The spirit sea pill is too slow to repair my sea of qi. Please lend me a hand." The tens of thousands of cedar trees rooted in his body immediately surged with vitality toward Qin Feiyong's sea of qi. His shattered sea of qi and the wound on his abdomen healed at a speed visible to the naked eye. Who was the enemy hiding nearby? Meanwhile, he was still mulling over another question. Was the blood blade, which was also a heaven-defying regalia, sealed by the small beast? Also, when would Mu Tianyang's frozen state be lifted? Mu Tianyang was currently in the form of his divine sense. He did not have to worry about his sea of qi being destroyed. Once he was freed from the frozen state, Mu Tianyang would be able to slaughter his enemies. He had to consider all these questions. "Young master, what are you talking about? Isn't the battle over?" Zhao Tailai asked. "Don't talk nonsense," Qin Feiyong roared. "The battle is indeed not over because we are still here." A cold laugh was heard all of a sudden. Then, 5 figures appeared out of thin air above everyone. Qin Feiyong and the others quickly looked up and their expressions changed. The leader was a middle-aged man with a tall and straight body. His face was full of vicissitudes. His hands were behind his back, and he gave off a scholarly aura. Behind him were 4 old men. Their hair was white and their faces were full of wrinkles. However, the aura they exuded was extremely terrifying. "It's you, Chief Tower Master," the mysterious madam said in a deep voice. "Yes, it's us." The middle-aged man looked at the mysterious madam. His dark eyes were filled with killing intent. That's right. The 5 of them were from the Chief Tower. They were the Chief Tower Master, Wang Su, the former Deputy Tower Master of the Trading Pavilion, and the 2 old men who guarded the land of inheritance with Yi Shu. The Chief Tower Master, Wang Su, and the former Deputy Tower Master were all at the False God realm. However, the 2 old men had already stepped into the War God realm. 2 war gods and 3 false gods. For Qin Feiyong and the others who had their cultivation crippled, it was one disaster after another. "When did you guys come?" Qin Feiyong asked. Although he could enter the castle now, Tang Hai and Zhao Tailai were too far away from him. They couldn't rush over in a short time. Therefore, he could only stall for time and wait for Xuesong to repair his sea of qi. "We came a long time ago and have been hiding in the space divine item. However, you guys were fighting too fiercely. No one noticed us." The Chief Tower Master laughed. "Haha." The Imperial Preceptor suddenly laughed and said, "Qin Feiyong, you can't escape death in the end. If I die, you won't live either." Qin Feiyong sneered. "I said you were too young, but you didn't admit it. Long before entering the miracle, I had already formed an alliance with the Chief Tower," the Imperial Preceptor said. Qin Feiyong shook his head and said, "I have long known about your alliance with the Chief Tower." "Huh? You know?" The Imperial Preceptor raised his eyebrows. "Have you forgotten? Li Jian has already followed me. He has already told me about your matter." Qin Feiyong said, "This damn traitor." Killing intent surged in the Imperial Preceptor's eyes. "He is not a traitor. He has abandoned the dark for the light. Don't be too relaxed. What kind of person the Chief Tower Master is, I know better than you. Do you think he will care about your alliance?" Qin Feiyong sneered. The Imperial Preceptor's eyes trembled. He looked up at the Chief Tower Master and became nervous. The Chief Tower Master glanced at the Imperial Preceptor, then looked at Qin Feiyong and said, "Even my character has been seen so clearly. Sure enough, you are my good disciple." "Damn." The Imperial Preceptor's heart sank. Qin Feiyong said, "Hearing your praise, why can't I be happy?" "Of course you can't be happy." The Chief Tower Master's eyes flashed coldly. In an instant, he appeared in front of Qin Feiyong and kicked Qin Feiyong. Puff. Qin Feiyong immediately vomited blood and fell to the ground. Chief Pagoda Master took a step forward and stepped on Qin Feiyong's lower abdomen. He said with a grim smile, I have always been good to you, but you actually helped Mu Jia to harm my chief pagoda. I can't wait to pull out your tendons and pull out your bones for a traitor like you. Good to me. Qin Feiyang spat out blood and sneered, don't be so righteous. Even if I didn't help the Mu Jia, my end would be the same as Gongsun Bei's. The same as Gongsun Bei? Holding great power and enjoying endless glory and wealth? The chief tower master said. So this is how you see Gongsun Bei. He thought that he followed you because he coveted the power you gave him and the so-called wealth? Do you really understand Gongsun Bei? Qin Feiyang's face was full of disappointment. In life, what is more important than power and wealth? The chief tower master sneered. That's just what you think. Gongsun Bei doesn't care about these things. All he wants is for the forgotten continent to be peaceful. He is using his life and freedom to protect all of this. And you? You only know how to use the power in your hands to satisfy your own selfish desires. I want to ask you, what right do you have to stand here and talk big? What right do you have to stand at the top of the forgotten continent and control the fate of billions of gods? Qin Feiyang said angrily. Strength is the right. Also, I want to tell you that not only the forgotten continent, but the great Qin Empire will also be destroyed by me in the near future, and I will become the only ruler of the two continents. Those who follow me will prosper, and those who oppose me will die. Ha! The chief tower master threw his head back and laughed wildly. His expression was filled with a thirst for power. What a wild ambition. Sooner or later, you will reap what you sow. Qin Feiyang said word by word. Reap what I sow? That will never happen. The chief tower master suddenly raised his head and looked at Wang Su and the other three standing in the void and shouted, Kill them all. Leave no one alive. Yes. Chapter 1745. Kill them all. Qin Feiyang didn't have much of a reaction to the chief pagoda master's order because it was all within his expectations. However, Emperor Hong and the imperial tutor were furious. Emperor Hong said in a deep voice, Can't you have a little spirit of the contract? You're already so old, and you still talk about the spirit of the contract with them? Ridiculous. The mysterious lady mocked. It is indeed ridiculous. Actually, don't make it sound so nice. If it were you today, you would also kill us all. Wang Su sneered, looked at the imperial tutor and Emperor Hong, stared at the imperial tutor and said, I'll start with you. Swoosh. He immediately turned into a stream of light and flew towards the imperial tutor. The imperial tutor was furious to the extreme and roared, Wang Su, you old thing. I curse you to die a horrible death. Wang Su. Wang Yuanshan, who was standing beside the Divine Lord, was slightly stunned and quickly turned to look at Wang Su. It was also at this moment. The former Vice Pavilion Master took a step forward and charged towards Wang Yuanshan and the Divine Lord. Wang Yuanshan's face changed and hurriedly said, Stop, I am Wang Yuanshan. Wang Yuanshan. Wang Su's body trembled and hurriedly stopped, lowering his head to look at Wang Yuanshan. The chief pagoda master and the two old men also looked at Wang Yuanshan in surprise. So what if you're Wang Yuanshan? However, the former vice pavilion master did not stop at all. His old eyes filled with killing intent. Stop! The chief pagoda master came back to his senses and hurriedly shouted. The former vice pavilion master was stunned and looked at the chief pagoda master suspiciously. Swoosh! Wang Su rushed in front of Wang Yuanshan, looked at the old face in front of him, and said excitedly, Father, it's really you. Although Wang Yuanshan's appearance was very different from when he was young, the feeling of blood being thicker than water could not be erased. Father? The former vice pavilion master was stunned. It's really Wang Yuanshan, the chief pagoda master muttered, turned to look at the former vice pavilion master, and smiled. Wang Yuanshan is Wang Su's biological father. Wang Su entered the divine ruins this time to find Wang Yuanshan. So it's like that. The former vice pavilion master suddenly realized. So that's how it is. No wonder he looks so familiar. I almost couldn't recognize him. Madame Mystery mumbled. Father, you're still alive. Tears streamed down Wang Su's face like a child as he looked excitedly at Wang Yuanshan. Yes, I'm still alive. Sewer, you've suffered all these years. Wang Yuanshan nodded, his old face full of love and self-blame. No, no, no. As long as father is still alive, no matter how hard and tiring it is, it will be worth it. Wang Su shook his head. Chief Pagoda Master released Qin Feiyang and walked to Wang Yuanshan's side. He bowed and said, "Greetings, Senior Wang." Wang Yuanshan sized up the Chief Tower Master and said with a smile, "I remember that when you left the Forgotten Continent, you were still just a young man. Now, you've already become the Chief Tower Master and even stepped into the False God realm. Time really flies." Yeah, back then, when old Senior Wang left, he was in the prime of his life. In the blink of an eye, he has already aged. But Elder Wang, it seems that you still haven't aged. The Chief Pagoda Master smiled. Alas, this old man has already become like this, but even you can't recognize me. How can I still be considered old? This old man will be satisfied if I can live for a few more years. Wang Yuanshan sighed. Father, how did you survive in the miracle? Also, why are you following Mu Tianyang? Wang Su asked. It's a long story. Let's save you first, Wang Yuanshan said in a deep voice. You Wang Su was stunned and said in surprise, "You met you Yes. Wang Yuanshan nodded. Where is she? Wang Su asked hurriedly. She's in the hands of the guardians. But now, she should be in Qin Feiyang's hands. Wang Yuanshan turned to look at Qin Feiyang and shouted sternly, "Hand you over immediately." Wang Su and the others also looked at Qin Feiyang in unison. The Chief Tower Master said sternly, "How dare you kidnap you You're crazy." Qin Feiyang said, "Don't be mistaken. I didn't kidnap you I saved her from the giant python's hands. On the contrary, don't you feel ashamed of what you did?" Wang Yuanshan flew into a rage out of humiliation and said, "Cut the crap. Hand you over immediately, and this old man will give you a quick death." Qin Feiyang said, "There's no way I'll return you to you, especially an old fart like you. How dare you scold father? Unforgivable." Wang Su was furious. He took a step forward and grabbed Qin Feiyang's neck, hanging Qin Feiyang in the void. Then, he raised his other hand and slapped Qin Feiyang's face on the spot. Qin Feiyang's teeth were broken and blood spurted out. Wang Su shouted, "Hand you over immediately. Right now." "Feiyang, let me out." Wang Yu's voice suddenly sounded in Qin Feiyang's mind. Qin Feiyang frowned. "I know that you're worried about me, but now, grandfather is here. Wang Yuanshan definitely won't dare to do anything to me. Besides, he won't do anything to me. Let me out. I might be able to save you guys." Wang Yu's voice sounded again. Qin Feiyang sighed deeply. With a thought, Wang Yu appeared out of thin air. Wang Su immediately threw Qin Feiyang to the front of Wang Yu and asked dotingly, "You are you all right?" "Grandfather, I'm fine. I'm with Qin Feiyang and the rest willingly." Wang Yu glanced at Qin Feiyang, who was dripping with blood, and smiled at Wang Su. "Willingly?" Wang Su was stunned and said in a deep voice, "You did Qin Feiyang control you with a slave seal? Otherwise, how could you say such things?" "No." Wang Yu hurriedly waved her hand and said, "I like Qin Feiyang. I want to be with him." "Nonsense. What did I tell you before entering the divine sight?" The Chief Pagoda Master shouted. Wang Yu said, "You told me to get close to Qin Feiyang and wait for an opportunity to make a move on him. You still remember. Then tell me, what did you do? Just for those worthless personal feelings, you abandoned the big picture?" The Chief Pagoda Master said angrily. "Worthless? Uncle, is this how you view feelings?" "Yes, I admit that I didn't follow your orders, but I will never regret this feeling. Besides, Qin Feiyang saved my life more than once in the divine sight." Wang Yu said. "Nonsense. You don't forget that you're from the Chief Pagoda." Wang Su shouted. "But I'm also an ordinary woman. I yearn for love. I yearn to be with the person I love. Grandpa, there's no unresolvable grudge in this world. Can't you put aside those so-called prejudices of the past and accept Qin Feiyang?" Wang Yu exclaimed. It's impossible in this lifetime. Wang Su shook his head. Wang Yu's face turned pale. With a plop, she knelt on the ground and said, "Since Grandpa can't accept Qin Feiyang, please let them go this time. As the price, I'm willing to cut off all ties with him and never contact him again." Qin Feiyang's eyes trembled. "Bastard, do you know how rare this opportunity is? You actually want us to let him go? You're simply obsessed. Wang Su, immediately imprison her for me," the chief pagoda master shouted. Wang Yu looked up at the chief pagoda master and Wang Su and said, "Uncle, Grandpa, if you don't agree, I'll die in front of you." Preposterous. Preposterous. How dare you threaten us? The chief pagoda master was furious, and his eyes were filled with killing intent. Seeing that the situation was not good, Wang Su raised his arm like lightning and slapped Wang Yu's back. Wang Yu fainted on the spot, because he understood the chief pagoda master's personality. If he did not knock Wang Yu out first, the chief pagoda master would definitely kill Wang Yu mercilessly. In other words, he was saving Wang Yu in disguise. Sigh. What a silly girl. Of all people to like, you have to like someone you shouldn't. You are destined to have no result. Wang Su lowered his head and looked at Wang Yu. With a wave of his hand, he sent Wang Yu into the spatial divine object. Then, he stood up and looked at Qin Feiyang, saying, "Although you are the person Yu likes, you are also my chief pagoda's enemy." Qin Feiyang was silent, but he roared in his heart, "Everyone, there's no time. Can you hurry up?" Wang Su took a deep breath, raised his arm, and pointed his index finger at Qin Feiyang's glabella. The power of the false god moved at his fingertips. An aura of death immediately drowned Qin Feiyang. "Although killing you will make you sad and even make her hate me, for the chief pagoda, it doesn't matter. I also believe that after you die, you will slowly forget you and then start a new life. So, go to hell." Wang Su's eyes flashed with killing intent, and the power of the false god burst out from his fingertips. "Hurry, hurry, hurry," Qin Feiyang roared in his heart. Boom. All of a sudden, a terrifying aura erupted from his body. "Thank you." At the same time, Qin Feiyang said secretly and suddenly looked up at Wang Su. His eyes were cold, and then he raised his arm and shattered Wang Su's false god power with a palm. How is this possible? He actually repaired his sea of qi so quickly? Wang Su and the other's eyes widened in anger. Qin Feiyang slammed his palm on the ground again, and his whole body instantly soared into the sky and swept toward Tang Hai and Zhao Tailai like lightning. "Stop him!" The chief pagoda master came back to his senses and shouted. The two old men teleported, and in an instant, they were in front of Qin Feiyang. Divine power rolled out, and a huge barrier suddenly appeared. "You think you can stop me?" Qin Feiyang decisively activated the walk formula, and in an instant, he crossed the two old men. So fast, the two old men were shocked. "However, you still don't have the ability to escape from under our noses." The two old men teleported at the same time. The barrier cut through the sky and fell from the sky, covering Qin Feiyang. Qin Feiyang's face sank, and he shouted, "Everyone, please help my companion." Whoosh! The tens of thousands of cedars immediately rushed out from his body like a meteor. Before the barrier fell, they broke through the sky like lightning and entered the bodies of Zhao Tailai, Tang Hai, Yishu, Elder Qin, and the mysterious madam. Boom! Chapter 1746. What was that just now? The chief pagoda master, Wang Su, and the former deputy pagoda master looked at Zhao Tailai and the others with bewilderment. The speed of the cedar was too fast, and it became as small as a grain of rice. Therefore, they didn't catch the shape of the cedar. "It's tens of thousands of cedar," the two old men said. They were war gods and their eyesight was far better than the chief pagoda master and the others. Naturally, they could see it clearly. Cedar? The chief pagoda master and the others were stunned when they heard this. Cedar was such an ordinary tree. How could it have such a terrifying life force? Moreover, looking at Qin Feiyang's previous expression and tone, he still had high hopes for these cedar. Wang Yuanshan said in a deep voice. They are not ordinary cedar. Everyone was stunned. Wang Su turned to look at Wang Yuanshan and asked suspiciously, Father, what do you mean? Wang Yuanshan said, they grew by absorbing the flesh and blood of the pseudo-god and gave birth to tree spirits. In a sense, every cedar is comparable to a pseudo-god. What? Wang Su and the others turned pale. Giving birth to tree spirits. Didn't this mean that it was a group of tree spirits? The most important thing was that they grew by absorbing the flesh and blood of the pseudo-god. Inside the enchantment, Qin Feiyang looked at Wang Yuanshan and said in surprise, You actually know about this? Wang Yuanshan said, Although I have never been to the Undead Mountain, Mu Tianyang and the others have. I see. Qin Feiyang suddenly understood. Wang Yuanshan had indeed never been to the Undead Mountain, because at that time, the Undead Mountain was still under the control of the Fengtian Palace and the Vangu League. People like Wang Yuanshan were not qualified to step into the Undead Mountain. However, when the Vangu League and the Tianyang Empire were destroyed, Mu Tianyang and the others fled into the Undead Mountain and naturally knew about the existence of these cedar trees. Behind, Wang Yuanshan followed Mu Tianyang and would definitely have heard about it. So, it was not strange that Wang Yuanshan knew the origin of the cedar trees. Wait. Suddenly, Wang Yuanshan seemed to have thought of something as he looked at Zhao Tailai and the others in surprise. The cedar entered their bodies. Suddenly, his gaze trembled as he shouted, Su-er, quickly finish them off. Finish them off. What is it? Wang Su was shocked. Those cedars are helping them repair their dantian. Wang Yuanshan said furiously. Hearing this, a trace of panic instantly crawled onto Wang Su's old face. Zhao Tailai, Yi Shu, the mysterious lady, and Tang Hai were all gods of battle. If he waited for them to recover their dantian and regain their strength, the consequences would be. When he thought of this, he didn't dare to think any further. He shouted, Vice Pavilion Master, Chief Tower Master, hurry up and do it. The two pagoda masters nodded. They knew how serious the situation was. Do you know? But at this moment, Qin Feiyang's voice sounded. Wang Su and the others were taken aback. They looked suspiciously at Qin Feiyang. Why did he suddenly say that? You sacrificed herself in front of me to protect me. Big cousin even blocked the ice dragon's attack for me twice. I really have never hated myself as much as I do now. Why am I so useless? If I could be a little stronger, it wouldn't be them sacrificing themselves to save me. It would be me standing in front of them, protecting them, and becoming their backer. I hate myself. Why am I so useless? Qin Feiyang lowered his head and muttered. There was a touch of melancholy between his brows that couldn't be dispelled. Feiyang, it's not your fault. After all, the ice dragon's strength is too strong. It's far beyond the range of what we can deal with. The mysterious lady said, Yes, it's too strong. It's so strong that it makes me despair. But I won't admit defeat. Sooner or later, I will make it pay the price, and that damn small beast. I want to become stronger. Stronger than anyone else. If God blocks me, I'll kill God. If devil blocks me, I'll kill devil. Qin Feiyang suddenly roared, and his aura suddenly erupted. What a lofty aspiration. However, with your current cultivation, can you break our barrier? The two old men sneered. Definitely. Qin Feiyang paused after every word, his gaze incomparably firm. Whoosh! The next moment, one by one, Qin Feiyang appeared one after another. 3,000 clones. The chief tower master and the others were surprised. Open your eyes wide and watch how I break your barrier. Qin Feiyang shouted, his hands forming seals. The 100 clones immediately stood in a circle with Qin Feiyang as the center, coldly staring at the barrier. At the same time, his hands quickly formed seals. Roar. Boom. For a moment, within the barrier, a mighty dragon's aura suddenly erupted. In the blink of an eye, 101 divine dragon seals appeared out of nowhere. Kill. Following closely, Qin Feiyang and the 100 clones roared in unison. The divine dragon seals broke through the air like dazzling meteors, carrying a destructive aura and blasted toward the barrier. With a loud bang, the barrier suddenly distorted. The two old men turned pale with fright. They could actually shake the barrier. They hurriedly mobilized their divine power to stabilize the barrier and shouted, "Quickly go and kill those people." The chief tower master and the others immediately rushed toward Zhao Tailai and the others, murderously. How can the will of Qin Feiyang, be blocked by the likes of you? Sovereign of 9 and 5, Emperor of all spirits. Qin Feiyang roared. Sovereign of 9 and 5, Emperor of all spirits, kill. The 100 clones also roared toward the sky. One by one, the divine statues continued to appear, the terrifying divine power annihilating all directions. With a cracking sound, the enchantment was shattered. Qin Feiyang waved his hand, and Li Jian, Cui Li, Yu Huang, the golden leopard, and the 6 elders immediately appeared and shouted, "Go and kill Wang Yuanshan and the others." Why did he let Li Jian and the others kill Wang Yuanshan, the state preceptor, and Mu Changfeng first, and not the chief tower master and the others? This was because Wang Yuanshan and the others' qi had been destroyed. With the strength of Li Jian and the others, killing them was as easy as flipping a hand. Yes, the 6 elders, Cui Li, Li Jian, and Yu Huang, immediately scattered. Yu Huang charged toward Mu Changfeng. Li Jian charged toward Mu Changyun. Cui Li charged toward the state preceptor. 3 of the 6 elders, respectively, charged toward Emperor Hong, Wang Yuanshan, and the Divine Lord. The other 3 went to restrain Wang Su and the other 2. Seeing this, Wang Yuanshan, the state preceptor, and Mu Changfeng hurriedly turned around and fled desperately. However, the golden leopard did not move. There are still so many false gods hiding. Wang Su's expression changed, hurriedly turned around, giving up on killing Tang Hai and the others, and rushed toward Wang Yuanshan. "Stop!" An elder blocked in front of Wang Su. "Scram!" Wang Su roared, took out a battle sword, and slashed toward the elder. "What? Divine weapon?" The elder's expression changed, and he hurriedly dodged. Wang Su did not have any intention to fight, and flew toward Wang Yuanshan without looking back. The elder flew into a rage out of humiliation and chased after him angrily. Looking at this scene, the chief pagoda master and the deputy pagoda master's face could not help but turn pale. 8 false gods, 2 divine beasts, just this number alone was enough to crush them. The 2 old men were also shocked. One of them shouted, "Go stop them." The other old man nodded and immediately charged toward Cui Li and the others. Swish! However, at this time, the golden leopard, who had been standing beside Qin Feiyang, suddenly flashed and blocked in front of the old man. Qin Feiyang's expression changed, and he hurriedly shouted, "You are not his opponent, retreat." Originally, he planned to use his own strength to stall the 2 old men first, but he did not expect that the golden leopard would rush in front of the old man. "How do you know if you don't try?" The golden leopard laughed. Boom! Divine power erupted, and it directly stood up, slamming a claw toward the old man. "A mere false god-level beast dares to act rashly in front of me? You are courting death." The old man had a pair of hooked nose, and his eyes were long and narrow, like a pair of snake eyes, exuding a terrifying aura. He raised his arm, and divine power surged out as he punched toward the golden leopard's claw. Boom! The golden leopard was sent flying on the spot. Its claw was lacerated, and blood flowed out. However, not only was it not afraid, but its fighting spirit was even higher. It laughed and said, "The war god is indeed strong." "He's not dead?" The hook-nosed old man was surprised. He turned to look at the old man facing off against Qin Feiyang and shouted, "This beast is not simple. Go and help the chief pagoda master and the others." "Okay." The old man nodded. "Do you think I don't exist?" Qin Feiyang snorted coldly. 100 clones activated the Tao formula at the same time and instantly surrounded the old man. This old man was about 1.7 meters tall, and his white hair was mottled. He looked quite funny, and his facial features were wrinkled together, like a monkey's face. "Get out of my way!" The old man roared, and his divine power surged toward Qin Feiyang and the clones like a waterfall. In your dreams, Qin Feiyang sneered and raised his arm with the clones. Golden light burst out from his palm. Return formula. Boom. The golden light and the divine power met in the void, and a stalemate immediately ensued. The divine light was boundless and extremely dazzling. A mere pseudo-god can unleash such terrifying power. The monkey-faced old man was shocked. On the other side, the golden leopard could only be beaten up by the hook-nosed old man. But, no matter how the hook-nosed old man beat it, the golden leopard would always get back up, like a cockroach that couldn't be killed. At the same time, Wang Su landed beside Wang Yuanshan before the elder who was about to kill Wang Yuanshan and quickly sent him into the spatial divine object. The deity overlord that was with Wang Yuanshan was also sent into the spatial divine item. You're courting death. The old man who was chasing Wang Su and the two old men who were attacking Wang Yuanshan and the deity overlord were enraged. Killing Wang Yuanshan was the young master's order. Originally, they were full of confidence, but in the end, it ended in failure. This made them feel ashamed in their hearts, as they had failed the young master's trust. Ignoring the divine item in Wang Su's hand, the three of them charged toward Wang Su with overflowing hostility. But at this time, Mu Changfeng and Mu Changfeng also disappeared one after another. What's going on? Yu Huang and Li Jian stared at the air in bewilderment. Damn it, who is it? Suddenly, Cui Li's roar sounded. Beiming Yu Huang and Li Jian inclined their heads, only to see that even the imperial preceptor and Emperor Hong had vanished without a trace. There's still someone hiding in the dark. Yu Huang's eyes darkened, and his divine sense surged out. Chapter 1747. How could there be two space divine objects? Yu Huang was surprised. 2. Li Jian was taken aback and immediately released his divine sense. Sure enough, there were two space divine objects. He immediately roared, "Who is it? Don't be sneaky, come out." However, no one appeared, and there was no response. How could this be? Qin Feiyang couldn't help but have a hint of hostility between his brows. Such a good opportunity had actually been spoiled by someone. Shattering the space divine objects, this emperor wants to see who is causing trouble. Yu Huang roared, "Don't worry about them." Qin Feiyang shouted, "What?" Yu Huang turned his head and looked at him suspiciously. Qin Feiyang said in a deep voice, "Now your mission is to protect Tang Hai and the others." However, before Qin Feiyang finished speaking, a mysterious force enveloped Tang Hai. Tang Hai's face changed, took out the Chinkuan bag, threw it to Li Jian who was closest to him, and shouted, "You must protect this Chinkuan bag." Because the two sarcophagi were both in the Chinkuan bag. The moment Tang Hai threw the Chinkuan bag, Tang Hai was taken away by the mysterious force. Damn it! Li Jian grabbed the Chinkuan bag and put it away, then immediately rushed towards Zhao Tailai with Yu Huang. But before they arrived, Zhao Tailai was also taken away by a mysterious force. Then, before they could react, the frozen Mu Tianyang also disappeared. Damn it! Damn it! Yu Huang, Li Jian, Cui Li, and the 6 great elders were mad with anger. Fine. Let's deal with the chief pagoda master first. Qin Feiyang looked at this scene, took a deep breath, suppressed the anger in his heart, and said, "You 3 damn things, prepare to die." Cui Li, Li Jian, and Yu Huang immediately rushed towards the chief pagoda master. 3 of the 6 great elders were already fighting with Wang Su. The other 3 great elders were also fighting with the deputy pavilion master. Boom. 3 against 1. This was a battle without any suspense. The chief pagoda master was directly suppressed and beaten, and in a short while, his body was covered in wounds and turned into a bloody man. Damn little beast, it's still so difficult to deal with. The chief pagoda master looked up at Qin Feiyang, his expression extremely gloomy. However, what made him even more puzzled was why the golden divine leopard was so resistant to beatings. One must know, the aquiline-nosed old man was a true god of war. In a battle between a false god and a war god, unless one was as abnormal as Qin Feiyang and Zhuge Mingyang, it would be impossible for the battle to continue like this. What? The chief pagoda master looked at the center of the golden leopard's eyebrows and discovered that under the thick fur, there were strands of golden light. The chief tower master was bewildered. Could the reason why the golden divine leopard was so resistant to beatings be because of that mysterious golden light? Damn you. You still have the mood to look over there. Seeing the chief pagoda master looking at Qin Feiyang, Yu Huang flew into a rage, raised his tail, and slapped the chief pagoda master's face. The chief pagoda master's face was instantly lacerated and flesh flew everywhere. At the same time, the hook-nosed old man who was fighting with the golden divine beast also fell into deep disbelief. What the hell was going on? Why couldn't he kill it? Suddenly, the hook-nosed old man also noticed the golden light between the golden divine leopard's eyebrows. It was just that it was covered by the hair, and if one didn't look carefully, it would be hard to notice. A trace of suspicion flashed in his eyes, and he teleported forward, grabbed the hair between the golden divine leopard's eyebrows, and directly tore it off. Immediately, a golden mark was exposed. That mark was the size of a baby's palm, shaped like a shield, as if it was cast in gold. It was right in the middle of the golden divine leopard's eyebrows, exuding an obscure aura. What is it? Qin Feiyang and the monkey-faced old man also noticed the mark, and a trace of surprise appeared in their eyes. I didn't expect you to find it so quickly. The golden divine leopard raised his paw, touched the golden mark between his eyebrows, and looked at the hook-nosed old man and laughed. The hook-nosed old man's heart trembled. Hearing the golden divine leopard's words, to be able to last until now without dying, it must be because of this shield mark. This is the divine shield, a heaven-defying divine art. Once the divine shield is activated, this emperor will have an immortal body. No matter what you do, you can't kill this emperor. How is it? Isn't it very powerful? The golden divine leopard laughed proudly. Immortal body. The hook-nosed old man's eyes trembled. It was actually a heaven-defying divine art. Is it really a heaven-defying divine art? It feels quite similar to the battle art. However, to be able to withstand the attack of a war god and not die, although it's only an early-stage war god, it's already very powerful. Qin Feiyang murmured, and turned to look at the monkey-faced old man and said, even Junior Leopard is so strong. If I don't work harder, then I'll look too weak. The monkey-faced old man's pupils shrank. Is he preparing a big move? What kind of big move will it be? Boom. Qin Feiyang and the 100 incarnations waved their arms again, and golden light flooded the sky, like a tide, and rushed towards the monkey-faced old man's divine power. The stalemate was broken in an instant. The monkey-faced old man's divine power turned in the air and drowned him. Ah! A miserable scream suddenly resounded through the sky. The monkey-faced old man was seriously injured by his own divine power, and there were wounds all over his body, and blood kept flowing out. A mere false god, facing a war god like me, did not use his full strength at the beginning. This is unforgivable. This old man will let you know the price of underestimating me. The monkey-faced old man was enraged to the extreme, and he madly rushed towards Qin Feiyang. On the other side, facing the provocation of the golden divine leopard, the hook-nosed old man's face was extremely gloomy and said, although your divine power is powerful, it seems that it can only defend. That's right. The divine shield only has the ability to defend, and it can only be activated once a day, and it can only last for an hour each time, the golden divine leopard said. The hook-nosed old man was stunned and sneered. You actually told this old man the weakness of the divine shield. Are you that confident? Of course, because in less than an hour, you will die. The golden divine leopard grinned, showing his fangs. This old man will die? With your little cultivation, are you sure you're not joking? Divine shield, right? Immortal body, right? This old man will now let you know that any defense, in the face of absolute battle power, can be broken in an instant. The hook-nosed old man roared, and with a wave of his old hand, a giant hand covered the sky and slapped towards the golden divine leopard. The terrifying divine power shattered the void and the earth. Obviously, this giant hand was evolved from the divine power. Boom. The giant hand slapped the golden divine leopard, and the golden divine leopard suddenly smashed into the ground below like a meteorite. Its body was badly mutilated, but in an instant, it rushed out from the ground and shouted, "Although the divine shield will be broken in the face of absolute battle power, you still don't have the strength to do so. Damn beast. This old man will let you taste the feeling of living a life worse than death." The hook-nosed old man was completely furious. On one hand, it was because of the golden divine leopard's clamor. On the other hand, it was because he couldn't take down a pseudo-god level beast, which made him feel very sullen and embarrassed. At the same time, Wang Su, the deputy pavilion master, was not at a disadvantage in the face of the 6 elders' indiscriminate bombardment. The reason was that not only Wang Su, but even the former deputy pavilion master also had a divine weapon, and they also had a divine power. Obviously, this was what they had obtained in the miracle. As for the 6 elders, although they were all veteran pseudo-gods and had mastered divine powers, they did not have any divine weapons. One had to know. A divine weapon was completely enough to turn the situation around. However, the Chief Tower Master's situation was extremely bad. Cui Li and Li Jian had been confronting the Chief Tower Master head-on. Yu Huang was assisting from the side. In fact, in terms of threat, Yu Huang was more threatening than Cui Li and Li Jian, because it could change the color of its skin at any time, and it was born without any aura, like a ghost. It was impossible to guard against. Most of the Chief Tower Master's injuries were caused by Yu Huang. Whoosh! Taking advantage of the Chief Tower Master's unpreparedness, Yu Huang seized the opportunity and launched another fatal sneak attack. Its body shrank to half a meter long, and like an arrow, it went straight for the Chief Tower Master's lower abdomen. Although Yu Huang was hidden in the void, the Chief Tower Master was after all a pseudo-god. At this critical moment, he sensed the danger and hurriedly dodged to the side. Poof! Yu Huang pierced through his waist, just a little bit more, and it would have hit his sea of qi. Damn beast! You have completely enraged me. The Chief Tower Master was covered in cold sweat. He looked down at the bloody hole in his waist and roared angrily. Accompanied by a clang, a 3-foot-long sharp sword appeared out of thin air. The sharp edge swept across the sky. The Chief Tower Master grabbed the sword and poured his pseudo-god power into it, slashing at Yu Huang. He actually has a divine artifact. Cui Li's expression changed, and he shouted, "Yu Huang, retreat." Retreat? Yu Huang smiled disdainfully. A golden rainbow suddenly flew out from its body and collided with the sword in the Chief Tower Master's hand. Sparks flew. Cui Li and Li Jian's faces were filled with shock. This was because they saw a gap on the Chief Tower Master's sword. This gap was created by the golden ray of light. What is that? The two of them were shocked. The Chief Tower Master's face was also filled with disbelief. The golden streak of light returned to beaming Yu Huang, revealing her true appearance. It was a golden scale. It was the size of an adult's palm, flashing with golden light and piercing to the bone. It also exuded an extremely pure dragon's aura. Sensing the aura of the scale, Qin Fei Yang was stunned. He hurriedly turned his head to look, and his body trembled slightly. It was indeed it. That's right. The scale floating in front of Yu Huang was Wu Jiao's divine artifact, the dragon's reverse scale. But why was the dragon's reverse scale in Yu Huang's hands? Wait a minute. After bidding farewell to Wu Jiao, on the way back, Yu Huang suddenly told him that he had something to do and asked him to go back first. Could it be that Yu Huang went back to Wu Jiao at that time and asked for the dragon's reverse scale? That should be the case. It was no wonder that Baiming Yu Huang would be so confident when talking about the Imperial Preceptor and Emperor Hong. Chapter 1748. Qin Fei Yang had experienced the power of the dragon's reverse scale before. It was comparable to the divine phoenix blade. With this divine artifact, Yu Huang was like a tiger that had grown wings. However, how could Wu Jiao be willing to give the dragon's reverse scale to Yu Huang? Could it be that Yu Huang stole it when Wu Jiao wasn't paying attention? This bastard. When the battle is over, I must interrogate him. Qin Fei Yang glared at Yu Huang angrily. He calmed down and continued to fight with the monkey-faced old man. You actually damaged my divine artifact. The chief pagoda master was still in disbelief, unable to recover for a long time. That broken sword of yours, how can it be compared to this emperor's reverse scale? Yu Huang was extremely disdainful. As the false god's power poured in, the dragon's reverse scale released a dazzling golden light. It pierced through the sky and attacked the chief pagoda master again. The chief pagoda master sensed the killing intent and quickly raised his sword in front of his chest to block. Immediately, a deafening metallic sound exploded. The dragon's reverse scale slammed into the sword, breaking it on the spot. The terrifying force also sent the chief pagoda master flying. Blood gushed out of his mouth. How is this possible? Actually broke the divine artifact. The chief pagoda master was stunned. He suddenly looked up at the dragon's reverse scale and said in shock and anger, "What level is that divine artifact? You can't even tell what level it is? How ignorant!" Yu Huang looked at him contemptuously. He then looked at Cui Li and Li Jian and said, "This emperor will go help the 6 elders. You guys quickly finish the battle." Okay. The two nodded. Yu Huang immediately turned around and looked at Wang Su and the former deputy pagoda master. His eyes flashed with killing intent. He hid in the void and silently rushed toward Wang Su. Cui Li and Li Jian also rushed toward the chief pagoda master. Haha, the chief pagoda master suddenly laughed. Yu Huang appeared in the void and looked at the chief pagoda master suspiciously. Cui Li and Li Jian also raised their eyebrows and looked at the chief pagoda master in confusion. The pagoda lord retracted his laughter. He stared at Yu Huang and Li Jian. "Did you two think that the battle would end just like this?" "What else?" Yu Huang said. Boom. All of a sudden, a monstrous sharpness roared out from the main body of the tower. Yu Huang and Li Jian were bewildered. What was with this sharp aura? "Look carefully for me," Chief Pagoda Master said word by word. After he finished speaking, he waved his hand, and a ray of light flew out from between his eyebrows and floated in front of him. It was a halberd. It was 3 meters long, and its entire body was as black as ink. The tip of the blade emitted a shocking sharpness. This aura, Yu Huang's pupils contracted. The halberd's aura was on par with the dragon's reverse scale. "The real battle begins now," the chief pagoda master roared. His false divinity power surged and fused with the halberd. Immediately, a black mist emerged from the halberd. Immediately after, the black mist turned into countless sharp blades, densely packed together, and attacked Yu Huang and Cui Li. Interesting. Yu Huang laughed and looked at Cui Li and Li Jian. "You two go help the 6 elders. I'll kill him." "Can you do it?" Cui Li frowned. "Nonsense. With you two here, I can't use my full strength," Yu Huang said. "All right." Cui Li and Li Jian looked at each other, nodded helplessly, and flew towards the 6 elders. With the addition of Cui Li and Li Jian, even though Wang Su and the former deputy pavilion master had divine artifacts in their hands, the pressure instantly multiplied. After Cui Li and Li Jian left, Yu Huang activated the dragon's reverse scale and directly attacked the sharp blades formed by the black mist without fear. However, compared to the high-spirited Yu Huang, Qin Feiyang seemed a little absent-minded at this moment. While fighting with the monkey-faced old man, he was also paying attention to the mysterious lady and Yi Shu. Originally, he thought that the 2 people hiding in the dark would also make a move on the mysterious lady and Yi Shu. However, after so long, there was no movement at all. Why was that? They saved the state preceptor and Mu Changfeng, kidnapped Tang Hai and Zhao Tailai, but did not make a move on the mysterious lady and Yi Shu? Wait, could it be because, I see. Qin Feiyang understood. The 2 people hiding in the dark were definitely not on the same side. If he was not wrong, one was the state preceptor's man, the other was Mu Tianyang's man. After saving the state preceptor and the others, these 2 people kidnapped Zhao Tailai and Tang Hai, obviously for the 2 sarcophagi. In other words, Tang Hai and Zhao Tailai were their bargaining chips in exchange for the sarcophagi. "Looks like I have to end the battle as soon as possible," Qin Feiyang muttered. Although Mu Tianyang was now frozen, no one knew when he would break out of the ice. But now, the ice dragon was gone. No one could threaten the Bloodblade. If the Bloodblade was not sealed by the small beast, the situation would change when Mu Tianyang broke out. Qin Feiyang looked at the monkey-faced old man, the god of war. To be honest, he was not confident that he could kill the god of war. However, it was not impossible. A cold light flashed in his eyes as the divine phoenix blade appeared. The three false god powers flowed into the divine phoenix blade like a tide. Clang! The divine phoenix blade immediately released a destructive blade aura that was a few hundred feet long. It split the sky and charged toward the monkey-faced old man. Humph! The monkey-faced old man snorted and used a divine art to counter the blade aura. Boom! The two of them exploded in the void. If you were also a god of war, I would have been killed by you. Unfortunately, you are not. Even if you have some heaven-defying means, you can't defeat me. Because the difference between a god of war and a false god is not something that can be made up for by external forces. The monkey-faced old man's body shook. Following a sharp cry, a ferocious bird flew out from behind him. It was a huge black rock with two black wings on its back. Its body was so huge that it covered the sky. Die under this old man's battle soul. The monkey-faced old man roared. The huge rock spread its wings and charged toward Qin Feiyang like a mountain. Its ferocious aura was earth-shattering. Qin Feiyang felt a great sense of danger. Qin Feiyang's eyes darkened. He used the incantation of returning with the 100 clones again. The golden light went against the current and charged toward the huge rock. Don't even think about it. The monkey-faced old man's eyes turned cold. His divine power surged out and formed a giant shield that blocked the golden light. At the same time, the huge rock turned in the air and rushed to Qin Feiyang's back like lightning. It charged toward Qin Feiyang from behind, giving him a taste of his own medicine. The giant shield only lasted for less than half a breath before it was bounced back by the golden light and blasted toward the monkey-faced old man. The monkey-faced old man was immediately sent flying and blood spurted out. However, just as the monkey-faced old man was seriously injured, the huge rock crashed into Qin Feiyang's back. In a flash, Qin Feiyang activated the battle incantation. But even with the protection of the battle incantation, he was like a meteorite that smashed into the ground below. Following an earth-shattering explosion, a bottomless pit immediately appeared. The 100 clones also dissipated. Young master, the golden leopard was shocked. The hook-nosed old man sneered. You'd better take care of yourself? That's true. With the protection of the battle incantation, what is this emperor worried about? The golden leopard muttered in its heart. It raised its head to look at the hook-nosed old man and laughed. Soon, you won't be able to be proud anymore. This old man will wait. The hook-nosed old man punched the golden leopard's head, and the golden leopard also smashed into the ground below. But in the next moment, it rushed up into the sky again, covered in blood. The pain all over its body made it grimace in pain. To be able to get up like this, is the divine shield really that powerful? The monkey-faced old man looked at the golden divine overlord in disbelief. He wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth and lowered his head to look at the deep pit below. Since it hadn't appeared yet, it should be dead. He turned around and prepared to kill the golden leopard. Swoosh! At this time, a bloody figure rushed out from the deep pit. Who else could it be but Qin Feiyang? He's not dead. The monkey-faced old man's eyes widened. He looked at the golden leopard and then looked at Qin Feiyang. He couldn't help but mutter in his heart, are these guys the reincarnation of cockroaches? Sigh. Qin Feiyang stood in the air and scanned the battlefield around him. Suddenly, he let out a long sigh, his expression extremely dejected. Even this old man's war soul can't kill you. Shouldn't you be proud? What are you sighing for? The monkey-faced old man frowned. Other than facing the small beast and the ice dragon, and the last time I obtained the Heart of Source, this is the most embarrassing time I have ever been. Don't you think I should sigh? Qin Feiyang said. The monkey-faced old man raised his eyebrows and said, according to what you said, this old man should be proud? Qin Feiyang said, to be able to force me to this extent, you should indeed feel proud. What a joke. This old man is a dignified war god. Defeating you is a matter of course. The monkey-faced old man was furious. The divine power roared in the sky and blasted towards Qin Feiyang. Qin Feiyang actually did not counterattack and was once again blasted into the deep pit by the divine power. Without Chang Shui in the castle, am I so weak? Although the opponent is a war god, although the difference between a false god and a war god is like heaven and earth, even Zhuge Mingyang can suppress a war god. Why can't I do it? Could it be that Zhuge Mingyang is really better than me? And big cousin, he can be so strong. Why can't I be like him? In the deep pit, Qin Feiyang lay on the ground, his entire body bleeding, looking at the sky above. His eyes were unprecedentedly confused. He had mastered the Zhan, Sun, and Huan, but he still couldn't defeat a war god. Was this really a heaven-defying divine art? I'm really a useless person. Qin Feiyang slowly raised his arm and covered his face that was covered in blood. His face was twisted in pain, and he had the urge to cry. Pa! Suddenly, he slapped him hard across the face. Qin Feiyang, what are you thinking? Is this all you've got? In the face of such a setback, are you going to admit defeat? How can you defeat the ice dragon? Defeat the small beast? Defeat Mu Tianyang? But, I'm really tired. Small beast, ice dragon, Mu Tianyang, demon ancestor, Emperor Hong, state teacher. I really want to lie down like this, motionless, and not think about anything. He slowly closed his eyes and instantly felt that everything was calm. Am I going to give up just like that? Suddenly. Chapter 1749. You're here. Qin Feiyang said telepathically. He was all too familiar with this voice. It was the mysterious voice that had appeared twice before. How can I not come when you're already like this? The mysterious person said. What's wrong with me? Qin Feiyang asked. What do you think? It wasn't easy for you to come this far. Don't you think it's a pity to give up? The mysterious person said. It's a pity. Qin Feiyang murmured and sighed. I haven't given up. I'm just too tired. All kinds of pressure are suffocating me. Who in this world doesn't have pressure? The mysterious person said. Yes, everyone has pressure, but are there pressure as great as mine? Mother, grandpa, big cousin, Chang Shui, the woman I love, they're all waiting for me to save them. Mu Tianyang, the fiend ancestor, the grand tutor, and the chief tower master are also waiting for me to solve them. And my family, Emperor Hong. Not only did he not help me, but he also regarded me as an enemy. What did I do wrong? Why did the heavens give me so much suffering? Can't they make it easier for me? Qin Feiyang said. The mysterious person pondered for a moment and sighed. I admit that it's unfair for you to bear so many burdens. Moreover, you're still so young. No matter how good your temperament is, there will be times when you're tired. It's completely understandable. Thank you, Qin Feiyang said. To be honest, he really could not bear it anymore. However, running away won't solve the problem. You'll have to face these things eventually, the mysterious person said. I know. I just can't figure out why my enemies are so powerful. I can't figure it out even more. The Red Sword Soul and the Nine-Leaf Fire Lotus are clearly so powerful. Why can't I unleash their strength? Can't war souls be controlled at will? But why do I feel like these war souls of mine are all bosses? It depends on their mood whether they want to unleash their power or not. Qin Feiyang said bitterly. The Red Sword Soul and the Nine-Leaf Fire Lotus aren't ordinary war souls to begin with. You can't unleash their full strength now because your cultivation is not high enough. The same goes for the six-word divine formula. You could say that the six words divine formula is currently in an extremely awkward state. The mysterious man said. Is it because of my cultivation? Qin Feiyang asked. Yes. In order to unleash the true power of the six words divine formula, one must have the support of divine power. But now, you only have the power of a false god. When you become a divine warrior, the fangs of the six words godly formula will naturally be revealed. Don't doubt the power of the six words divine formula. Think about it. With your current false god cultivation base, you can compete with a war god at the initial stage using the six-word godly formula. Isn't this enough to prove the extraordinariness of the six-word godly formula? As for your first question, why are all your enemies so powerful? Actually, you can think of it this way. Isn't it because of the strength of these enemies that makes you different from others? The mysterious man said, "You really know how to comfort people." Qin Feiyong smiled bitterly. "I'm telling the truth, not comforting you. To be honest, fighting with a war god is indeed too difficult for the current you. However, you're not fighting alone. You have subordinates. They are all loyal to you and are even willing to give up their lives for you. You also have relatives other than Emperor Hong. They are also silently supporting you. For example, Lu Jiajin. Didn't he stand in front of you and sacrifice himself to save you?" The mysterious man smiled. "Big cousin," Qin Feiyong muttered. "Quickly cheer up. No matter what setbacks you encounter, don't lose confidence in yourself. Think about the battle between you and Emperor Hong. He's also a war god. Didn't you also defeat him?" The mysterious man said, "Emperor Hong wasn't defeated by me. It was the ancestor's statue that intimidated him. At that time, if I didn't evolve into the 9-5 sovereign, the outcome would be different." Qin Feiyong sighed. "I won't deny this point. But no matter what, he was still defeated by your hands. This means that you indeed have the ability to fight with a war god. Quickly get up and finish this battle that belongs to you. Your potential is far more than that. What you need to do is not to hate fighting, but to enjoy fighting, because only by enjoying fighting, only by constantly fighting, can you sublimate in battle and stimulate your true potential. Fighting is the fastest shortcut to increase one's strength. As for the ancient castle being sealed, it's actually a very good opportunity for you." The mysterious man said. "Opportunity?" Qin Feiyong was suspicious. "Yes. Before the ancient castle was sealed, when you encountered a powerful enemy, the first thing you thought of was the ancient castle. Of course, you're not wrong, because if it were anyone else, they would do the same. However, the enemy has to be dealt with personally to have a sense of accomplishment. Now that the ancient castle is sealed, and the escape route is cut off, you can only rely on yourself to fight. Isn't this a chance for me to become stronger and transform? Go ahead and do it. You can give up your life, but you must not leave any regrets in life." The mysterious man said, "Enjoy the battle, keep fighting, don't leave any regrets in life." Qin Feiyong muttered to himself. He slowly moved his big hand away and looked at the sky above. The confusion in his eyes gradually dissipated. "After knowing you for so long, I still don't know how to address you. Can you tell me your name?" Qin Feiyong said. The mysterious man smiled. "You can call me the Shadowless." The Shadowless. Without a trace. Indeed, it suits you. "Thank you. Thank you for always accompanying me." Qin Feiyong smiled. "I didn't accompany you all the time." The mysterious man said. "Is that so? Then how did you know about the battle between me and Emperor Hong?" Qin Feiyong said. The mysterious man was a bit speechless. "All right, you can rest assured. I won't ask about your identity, and I won't let you show up." Qin Feiyong said. "The future is long. Sooner or later, we will meet." The mysterious man smiled, and his voice faded. Huff! Qin Feiyong took a deep breath, exerted a little force, and jumped up from the ground. His eyes flashed with a cold light as he muttered, "My battle, let me end it." Swoosh! Immediately, he was like a divine rainbow, rushing upwards. High up in the sky, the monkey-faced old man lowered his head to look at the deep pit. Seeing that Qin Feiyong did not appear for a long time, a sneer crept up on his face and said, "He must be dead this time." He turned around and prepared to kill the golden divine leopard again. Boom! However, at this time, in the deep pit, a monstrous battle intent suddenly erupted. The dark-faced old man raised his eyebrows and lowered his head to look at the deep pit again. He was actually not dead. This vitality was a bit too tenacious. The next moment, killing intent surged in his eyes. Divine power rolled out like a waterfall, blasting towards the deep pit. Boom! Crack! The earth crazily shattered and collapsed. A series of loud sounds shook the heavens and the earth. Within a radius of 10,000 miles, dust flew, and a terrifying aura filled the air. Young master, Chui Li and the others heard the commotion and turned to look at the place where the monkey-faced old man bombarded. Their expressions all changed. The golden divine leopard could not help but worry. Although Qin Feiyang's ability was very strong, in the face of such indiscriminate bombardment, could he really withstand it? Bastard! How dare you ignore my existence again? Seeing that the golden divine leopard only cared about Qin Feiyang's safety, the hook-nosed old man could not help but be furious. Boom! The divine art appeared and blasted towards the golden divine leopard. The golden divine leopard smashed into the ground, and its body was almost torn apart. However, it did not die. Bastard! Bastard! The hook-nosed old man was so angry that he flew into a rage. He had tried all kinds of methods, and the golden divine leopard was indeed seriously injured. But this guy just did not die. The golden divine leopard climbed up in a sorry state and continued to look at the deep pit. Boom! Suddenly, an aura from weak to strong continuously surged out. I knew it. You won't die so easily. The golden divine leopard grinned. The owner of this aura was Qin Feiyang. Sensing Qin Feiyang's aura, it was completely relieved. It looked up at the hook-nosed old man and smiled. Old man, enough of your arrogance. The hook-nosed old man was surprised. Enough of your arrogance. It's my turn to show my power. The golden divine leopard roared, and a monstrous aura roared out from its body. In an instant, in the sky, the wind and clouds surged, and strange phenomena appeared. The hook-nosed old man looked up at the sky, and his expression gradually changed. That's right. This is the phenomenon of breaking through to the war god realm. The golden divine leopard roared. Its aura surged crazily. The aura of a false god was also rapidly transforming. Damn it! It's actually breaking through at this time. The hook-nosed old man roared in exasperation. Divine power and divine arts were thrown at the golden divine leopard as if they were free. The golden divine leopard immediately faced the same situation as Qin Feiyang. It was bombarded indiscriminately and blasted tens of thousands of feet into the ground. You can't kill me. Breakthrough! The golden divine leopard roared. Its aura soared unstoppably to the war god realm. A pure divine aura rushed out in all directions like a volcanic eruption. I said that I would be able to get rid of you in less than an hour. Be prepared to face it. The golden divine leopard took a step forward and teleported in front of the hook-nosed old man. Its thick claws surged with divine power and struck out. The void immediately collapsed, shattering the void and teleporting. This was the best proof that the golden divine leopard had become a true god. Damn it! Damn it! The hook-nosed old man roared and punched out angrily. Boom! The fist and the claw met in an instant. The hook-nosed old man was sent flying on the spot. The skin on his arm was lacerated and blood splattered in the sky. Such terrifying strength. He was greatly shocked. This is the strength of a war god. It's simply much stronger than a false god. The golden divine leopard looked at its claw with an indescribable expression of excitement. All of a sudden, it looked up at the hook-nosed old man and sneered. Come, let me see what you've got. Shwa. It teleported and pounced toward the hook-nosed old man fiercely. You've just broken through. What are you being so arrogant for? The hook-nosed old man said angrily. Boom. Chapter 1750. It was the golden divine leopard's intention to fight with the hook-nosed old man, because the battle between war gods was very terrifying. It wanted to make room for Qin Feiyang to fight. At the same time, watching the battle between the golden divine leopard and the hook-nosed old man, the dark-faced old man's face gradually darkened. If this continued, it would be extremely disadvantageous for their main pagoda. He clenched his fists. He had to get rid of Qin Feiyang, because Qin Feiyang was the core of this group of people. As long as Qin Feiyang died, these people would lose their spiritual support. Boom! The monkey-faced old man retracted his gaze and stared down, grinning sinisterly. Go to hell! Go to hell! Divine power continued to pour down. The dust that filled the sky had already covered thousands of miles of land. Suddenly, along with a furious roar, Qin Feiyang's entire body was drenched in blood. He charged out of the dust and smoke while resisting the divine power that covered the sky and earth. What? The dark-faced old man was shocked. He originally thought that even if Qin Feiyang could survive, he would definitely be hiding in the castle. However, he didn't expect that the result would be that he would rush up against his divine power. The real battle has only just begun. Qin Feiyang's eyes were like torches, carrying a monstrous battle intent as he charged towards the monkey-faced old man without fear. Why? Why do you still have such a terrifying fighting spirit even now? The monkey-faced old man roared, his divine power like a waterfall, sweeping across the sky. Because I'm enjoying the battle. Qin Feiyang smiled brightly. All kinds of divine arts evolved, covering the sky and covering the earth. Rumble. Heaven and earth shook, and a destructive aura enveloped all directions. Enjoying the battle. The monkey-faced old man muttered and roared. Who would enjoy the battle? It will only make people feel disgusted. He also evolved a divine art and blasted towards Qin Feiyang. Qin Feiyang activated 3,000 incarnations. Divine Dragon Art, Fire Phoenix Art, Void Returning Art, Eclipse Moon. These various divine arts continued to appear out of thin air, crazily attacking. Boom. Although he was still at a disadvantage, with the protection of the battle art, the bloodline power of the purple gold dragon blood, and the flame of life, his physical body was equivalent to an immortal body. Indeed, as the Shadowless Man had said, the ceiling of the castle was an opportunity for him, because he had no other choice but to fight with all his might. The Xing character formula, returning character formula, battle symbol formula. These heaven-defying celestial arts, in addition to his immortal body, were enough to make him invincible. Rumble. The battle became more and more intense. He did not know how much blood he had lost, but he didn't seem to notice. Gradually, his state of mind had changed. He no longer felt disgust and disgust. He truly began to enjoy this kind of battle. What's going on? Why did he suddenly change into a different person? The monkey-faced old man was even more shocked. Although he had always had the upper hand, there was always a feeling of oppression in his heart. Furthermore, gradually, he became fearful, weak, and flustered. Whoosh! He teleported, trying to distance himself and calm himself down. However, Qin Feiyang was like a ghost as he followed closely behind. This was the power of the Xing character formula. In terms of speed, he was not much slower than the monkey-faced old man. It turns out that this is the feeling of enjoying a battle. Qin Feiyang's smile became more and more brilliant. At this moment, his mentality and state were completely different from before. Even when facing a war god, he did not feel the slightest pressure. What happened? Why is there such a big change all of a sudden? Yishu and the mysterious lady had already gathered together. Looking at the current Qin Feiyang, Yishu had a look of suspicion. Enjoying the battle, the mysterious lady murmured with a smile, "This kid is really giving me more and more headaches." "Yeah, at this rate, maybe he can still win," Yishu said. The mysterious lady nodded and suddenly asked, "Yishu, do you like fighting?" "No." Yishu shook his head without hesitation. "I don't like it either. But do you know? There is one person who likes it." The mysterious lady said. "Who?" Yishu was suspicious. "The Qin Emperor. Like the current Qin Feiyang, he also enjoys everything that fighting brings. Therefore, he created the Divine Dragon Technique." The mysterious lady said. "What? The Divine Dragon Technique was created by him during the battle?" Yishu was surprised. "That's right." The mysterious lady nodded. "Those who enjoy the battle." Yishu looked at Qin Feiyang, shook his head and said with a smile, "I have to say, these two people are both monsters." Boom. At this moment, the figures of Qin Feiyang and the monkey-faced old man could no longer be seen. The two were like lightning, constantly colliding in the void. The mysterious lady asked, "Yishu, if it were you, can you defeat the current Qin Feiyang?" "I don't know." Yishu shook his head. As a war god, He actually said such words with no confidence. It was very inconceivable. But the mysterious lady did not laugh at him, because facing the current Qin Feiyang, she also had no confidence. Impossible. Even if he has a heaven-defying technique, he shouldn't be able to fight the war god to this extent. In the void not far away, there was a space-divine object floating. It was a secret room. At this moment, Mu Qing stood in the middle of the secret room, looking at the scene in front of her. Her eyes were filled with disbelief. Behind her, Mu Changfeng and Mu Changyun were also dumbfounded. Humph! What's so strange about this? Although you have opened the omniscient eye, you're still far from the young master. A cold snort was heard. Mu Qing raised her eyebrows, turned around, and saw a masked man with his arms crossed, leaning against the wall, his face full of mockery. That's right. This man was Tang Hai. And in the other corner of the secret room, there was an ice sculpture. It was the frozen Mu Tianyang. Obviously. Previously, it was Mu Qing who kidnapped Tang Hai and rescued Mu Tianyang and Mu Changfeng. Mu Qing looked at Tang Hai and said gloomily, "Don't forget your current situation." Situation? What situation? Are you a prisoner? You don't dare to kill me, you know that? Tang Hai said lightly. Mu Qing nodded and said, "Yes, I don't dare to kill you, but I can't allow you to be presumptuous." Am I presumptuous? I'm just telling the truth. You really can't compare to the young master. Tang Hai said. Mu Qing's face was gloomy. Mu Changfeng frowned, looked at Mu Qing and said, "Qing, don't talk nonsense with him." After saying that, Mu Changfeng looked at Tang Hai again. Murderous intent flashed in his old eyes, and said in a deep voice, "You'd better restrain yourself." Tang Hai smiled coldly, looking up at the battlefield in the image. Although Tang Hai didn't speak again, that contemptuous look made Mu Qing extremely unhappy. Her fingers clenched, constantly making cracking sounds. Gotcha! Suddenly, a shattering sound was heard. This sound was not very loud, but when it fell into the ears of Mu Qing and Mu Changfeng, it was like a thunderclap. The three of them quickly looked in the direction of the sound, and saw that the ice that sealed Mu Tianyang had a crack on it. Chapter 1751. At the same time, Tang Hai also looked at the ice sculpture. There was no reaction on the surface, but there was a trace of anger in the depths of his eyes. Gotcha! The cracks on the ice grew larger and larger. Boom! About 10 breaths passed. The ice finally shattered into pieces. After escaping, Mu Tianyang looked around in confusion, then immediately looked at Mu Qing and the other two, and asked, "Where's the ice dragon?" In his eyes, there was still a strong sense of fear. Mu Changfeng comforted him, "Father, don't worry. The ice dragon and small beast have already left." Already left? Mu Tianyang was taken aback. After a long while, he finally regained his senses, and his entire body almost weakened again. The dignified Mu Tianyang was actually scared to such an extent. "Aren't you afraid of being laughed at?" Tang Hai said abruptly. "Shut up." Mu Qing immediately shouted. Mu Changfeng and Mu Qing also glared at Tang Hai angrily. This voice, Mu Tianyang looked at Tang Hai suspiciously and said in surprise, "Why are you here?" Then, he looked at the scene in front of him again and said in surprise, "Why would Qin Feiyang fight with the people from the main pagoda?" Mu Qing and Mu Changfeng looked at each other. Mu Changyun said, "Father, you don't know anything?" Mu Tianyang shook his head and said, "After being frozen, I lost consciousness. So that's how it is." The three of them suddenly realized. Mu Changfeng said, "After you were frozen, many things happened." At this moment, the three of them explained in detail about Lu Jiajin's capture, as well as the battle between Qin Feiyang and the others, and the main pagoda. Mu Tianyang frowned. Imperial advisor and Emperor Hong were also rescued? Yes. And I suspect that Zhao Tailai was also taken away by this person. However, we don't know who saved the Imperial advisor and Emperor Hong. Even Qin Feiyang doesn't know. Mu Qing said. Strange, on Great Qin's side, other than the Imperial Preceptor, Emperor Hong, and Zhuge Mingyang, who else is on the second level? Mu Tianyang frowned. Mu Changfeng said, "Lord Father, what about Wang Yuanshan and Marquis Wu Shenhou?" They are all inside Wang Su's spatial divine item. Mu Tianyang sneered. Wang Su must have kidnapped Marquis Wushan for Wang Yuanshan? What do you mean? Mu Changfeng frowned. That's right. Wang Yuanshan is under my control. If the main pagoda wants to save him, they need to have a bargaining chip, and Marquis Wu Shenho is their bargaining chip. In other words, the main pagoda will use Marquis Wu Shenho to threaten me and remove my control over Wang Yuanshan. Therefore, there is no need to worry about Marquis Wu Shenho's safety for now. However, the fact that people from the main tower have come to attack us is somewhat out of my expectations. Fortunately, I was prepared in advance and gave the spatial divine item to Mu Qing. Otherwise, I'm afraid we would have been completely wiped out this time. Mu Tianyang shook his head and smiled bitterly. Mu Changfeng and Mu Changyun nodded. Ice Dragon, what is this beast's cultivation level? In just an instant, it actually crippled all of us? Thinking of the situation at that time, Mu Tianyang couldn't help but tremble. Mu Changfeng said, Father, don't think about the past. The most important thing is to capture Li Jian and snatch Tang Hai's Qinkuan bag. Tang Hai frowned slightly when he heard this. We must snatch the Qinkuan bag, but the people on the Imperial Preceptor's side shouldn't let us succeed so easily. After all, the sarcophagus that the demon ancestor wants is also in the Qinkuan bag. Let's wait for an opportunity. Mu Tianyang pondered for a moment, then raised his head to look at the battlefield on the screen and said, Wait, Zhuge Mingyang has been killed, and the Imperial Preceptor and Emperor Hong's cultivation has been crippled. Even if they want to stop us, they can't. Master, I think we should take advantage of the fact that the Imperial Preceptor and Emperor Hong haven't repaired their Qi Cs and immediately make a move. Mu Qing said, I know this is an opportunity, but the mysterious person who saved the Imperial Preceptor and Emperor Hong makes me a little uneasy. Moreover, haven't you noticed? Mu Tianyang's gaze turned, and suddenly looked at Tang Hai and said, His Qi Si is about to be repaired. Mu Qing and Mu Changfeng were shocked, and immediately looked at Tang Hai. Tang Hai's gaze also trembled slightly. Shua. The next moment, Mu Tianyang waved his hand, and a strand of divine sense flew out, directly entering Tang Hai's lower abdomen. The Qi Si that had yet to be repaired shattered once again. Tang Hai spat out a mouthful of blood, staring at Mu Tianyang, his eyes flashing with an astonishing ferocious light. That's right. With the help of the cedar, his Qi Si was about to be repaired. His original plan was to wait until his Qi Si was repaired before immediately making a move on Mu Qing and Mu Changfeng. Mu Qing was only a war king. Mu Changfeng and Mu Changfeng had also consumed spirit sea pills, so the speed at which they repaired their Qi Si could not keep up with the cedar. As long as he recovered his cultivation, taking down these three people would be easy. At that time, even if Mu Tianyang woke up, even if the blood blade was not sealed, he still had a bargaining chip in his hand to make Mu Tianyang hesitate. But what he did not expect was that Mu Tianyang actually broke out of the ice so quickly. What he did not expect was that Mu Tianyang saw through his condition at a glance and shattered his Qi Si again. Now to repair his Qi Si, it would take a lot of time. Mu Tianyang looked at Tang Hai and sneered. You are quite smart, standing aside without saying anything, waiting for an opportunity, but we are not stupid. Hearing Mu Tianyang's words, Mu Qing and Mu Changfeng immediately lowered their heads in shame. This, they really did not expect. Their hearts were also filled with lingering fear. Fortunately, Mu Tianyang escaped in time. Otherwise, when Tang Hai's Qi Si was repaired, the consequences would be unimaginable. Tang Hai remained silent. Looking at Qin Fei Yang in the image, he muttered, Young master, there's nothing I can do. I can only rely on you now. Mu Tianyang did not say anything else, and raised his head to look at Qin Fei Yang. Suddenly, he turned to look at Mu Qing and the other two and said, Just now, you said that Qin Fei Yang's ancient castle was sealed by a small beast? Yes. The three of them nodded. Mu Tianyang hurriedly took out the blood blade and sent his consciousness into it. Boom. A peerless sharpness immediately surged out. Ha! The blood blade is not sealed. Mu Tianyang laughed loudly, looked at Qin Fei Yang again and said, Changshui's been robbed, and the castle has been sealed, How are you going to fight with me in the future? Outside, the various battlefields were extremely intense. Yu Huang and the chief pagoda master were locked in a fierce battle. As for the deputy pavilion master and Wang Su, although they had divine artifacts, facing the desperate attacks of Cui Li and the others, they were already riddled with scars. The golden divine leopard was even crazier, directly suppressing the aquiline-nosed old man. But the most exciting battle was still the battle between Qin Feiyang and the monkey-faced old man. At this moment, Qin Feiyang was completely in a state of enjoyment. All kinds of divine arts were evolved to the extreme by him. His fighting spirit, battle intent, and aura were becoming more and more terrifying. The monkey-faced old man was also intimidated by his aura and seemed to be tiptoeing. Swish. But suddenly, a figure appeared in the void not far away. That's right. It was Mu Tianyang. Chapter 1752. Mu Tianyang. As soon as Mu Tianyang appeared, Cui Li and the others, as well as the chief pagoda master, all of their faces changed. Cui Li shouted, "Li Jin, the Chinkuan bag is on you. His target must be you, Run." Li Jin nodded. Now was not the time to act on impulse. He immediately turned around and flew towards Qin Feiyang. Humph! Mu Tianyang gave a cold snort. Sure enough, he went straight for Li Jin. His speed was even faster than Li Jin's. Li Jin anxiously took out his Chinkuan bag and threw it towards Qin Feiyang. "Young master, catch it." However, Qin Feiyang turned a deaf ear to his words and fought with the monkey-faced old man. "Young master!" Li Jin roared and quickly chased after Qin Feiyang. He grabbed the Chinkuan pouch and looked at Qin Feiyang suspiciously. What was going on? Why did he ignore him? "Hand it over." Mu Tianyang had already caught up. "I won't give it to you even if I die." Li Jin turned back to look at Mu Tianyang, his gaze incomparably resolute. This Chinkuan bag was not only related to the future, but also the lives of Tang Hai and Zhao Tailai. Even if he died, he had to protect it. "You want to die? I'll grant you your wish." Mu Tianyang's eyes flashed with killing intent as the blood blade appeared. "It's not sealed." Li Jin's pupils constricted. Cui Li and the others also turned pale. This was not only a problem that Qin Feiyang was worried about, but also a problem that they were worried about. The blood blade was a heaven-defying artifact. The ancient castle was sealed and Changshui was stolen. This meant that they no longer had the ability to compete with the blood blade. "Die." Mu Tianyang sneered and his body was filled with killing intent. The blood blade cut through the sky and attacked Li Jin. Li Jin gritted his teeth and kept the Chinkuan bag. He activated his fighting soul and attacked the blood blade. But the fighting soul was like a withered tree under the blood blade. Too terrifying. Li Jin couldn't help but feel despair when he sensed the destructive aura emitted by the blood blade. "Li Jin, come to us quickly." Suddenly, an old voice echoed in Li Jin's mind. Li Jin's spirit was roused. He lowered his head and saw Yishu and the mysterious madam looking at him. However, he was somewhat hesitant. The two of them were completely devoid of any aura. Clearly, their chi seas had yet to recover. If they continued down, not only would they not be able to escape, they would even implicate the two of them. Wait a minute. Yishu was transmitting his voice to him. After losing his cultivation, he would not be able to transmit his voice. In other words, his cultivation base had been restored. "Don't dawdle. Hurry up," the mysterious lady thought. In that instant, Bloodblade arrived. That terrifying sharpness tore apart his clothes, leaving ghastly wounds on his body. Blood flowed freely. Li Jin quivered and hurriedly swooped down towards the two of them. Seeing this, with a thought, Mu Tianyang's blood blade stopped in midair. He looked at Yishu and the mysterious madam with a hint of bewilderment in his eyes. Why was Li Jin flying towards them? Could it be that their chi seas had been restored? However, if their chi seas had been restored, their bodies should also have aura? At the same time, the mysterious madam and Yishu also looked at Mu Tianyang with a sneer on their faces. Looking at their expressions, it seems that their chi sees, Mu Tianyang murmured. "No." Suddenly, Murderous intent surged in his eyes. If their chi seas had really been restored, they would have already made a move. But now, the two of them were just standing there without any intention of making a move. What did this mean? It meant that they did not dare to make a move. Not daring to make a move, it meant that their chi seas had not been restored. In other words, the two of them were just pretending to be calm to scare him. Not bad, not bad. They almost scared me. Thinking of this, Mu Tianyang smiled coldly. The blood blade turned in the air and charged towards the three of them with monstrous killing intent. They actually didn't fall for it. The mysterious madam sighed in a low voice. Yishu also shook his head with a look of regret. Don't you know who I am? Would I be so easily fooled? Mu Tianyang sneered. Li Jian had already rushed in front of the two of them. The mysterious madam stared at the blood blade and transmitted her voice. You must protect the Qiankuan bag. I know. Li Jian secretly said and retreated behind the two of them. The mysterious madam took a deep breath and transmitted her voice to Yishu again. I will hold back the blood blade. You go and crush his divine sense body for me. Okay. Yishu secretly replied. While they were talking, the blood blade had already attacked. Boom. The mysterious madam's aura suddenly erupted. Divine power surged out, forming a thick divine power shield that blocked in front of him. Boom. The blood blade blasted the shield, which instantly disintegrated. However, the blood blade was also blocked. Immediately after, the mysterious madam made a move again. Divine power roared in all directions, turning into thick iron chains that pierced through the air and firmly bound the blood blade. At the same time, Yishu also used teleportation, charging towards Mu Tianyang like lightning. The mysterious madam and Yishu's move made Mu Tianyang extremely shocked. Misjudgment? The two of them had already recovered their cultivation base. When he came back to his senses, the blood blade was already bound, and Yishu was already in front of him. Boom! Yishu punched out, his divine power pouring out like a waterfall. Mu Tianyang's divine sense body collapsed on the spot. The wisps of divine sense were constantly being obliterated by the divine power. In less than 3 breaths, Mu Tianyang had lost a few thousand wisps of divine sense. Even he couldn't bear such a loss. Bastard! Mu Tianyang roared in exasperation. His divine sense escaped into the void, and in an instant, he appeared thousands of miles away. You're sure you're difficult to deal with, but have you heard of the saying, cleverness overcomes cleverness? You think we're bluffing? But actually, we're tricking you into attacking. How was it? You should have lost a lot of divine sense just now, right? Yishu sneered. Haha, you're right. Cleverness overcomes cleverness. I admit that I underestimated you before, but if you think you can defeat me like this, then you're gravely mistaken. A heaven-defying artifact isn't something ants like you can touch. Mu Tianyang laughed heartily, his expression filled with contempt. With a thought, the blood blade began to tremble and emit an ear-piercing sound. The iron chain that bound the blood blade immediately began to crack. The mysterious lady tried her best, but she couldn't stop it. Crack. In an instant, the iron chain shattered. The freed blood blade was like a runaway horse, charging straight for the mysterious lady's forehead. The mysterious lady's expression changed. She tilted her head, and the blood blade brushed past her ear, leaving a bloody wound. A heaven-defying artifact is indeed extraordinary, the mysterious lady murmured. Even a war god would find it difficult to do anything against a heaven-defying artifact. Whoosh! The blood blade missed its target, then suddenly turned around and attacked Li Jian, who was behind the mysterious lady. Li Jian's face was pale. At the critical moment, the mysterious madam grabbed Li Jian and disappeared without a trace. Obviously, she also had a space artifact. Congratulations to the two of you. You've completely angered me. Seeing Li Jian being sent away, Mu Tianyang was furious. The mysterious lady's eyes flashed with killing intent and shouted, "If you dare to attack again, I'll let Li Jian destroy Mu Tianjuan's divine body." You? Mu Tianyang glared at her. Don't think that I don't dare. The mysterious lady said. Mu Tianyang was furious and roared, "Bloodblade. Wake up on your own and help me kill her and break her space artifact. However, the Bloodblade didn't wake up on its own. Don't you understand these heaven-defying artifacts? Unless your life is in danger, how can it wake up on its own? Besides, this is the second level of the miracle. Maybe Small Beast and Ice Dragon are still watching us from somewhere. The mysterious lady sneered. Small Beast, Ice Dragon. Mu Tianyang's eyes trembled as he looked around in shock. Don't say. There was really such a possibility. After thinking about it again and again, Mu Tianyang finally chose to endure. If Small Beast and Ice Dragon were really hiding somewhere, maybe the Bloodblade would be sealed by Small Beast, just like the castle. At that time, the loss would outweigh the gain. With a slight thought, the Bloodblade immediately turned into a bloody light, streaking across the sky and disappearing into his divine sense body. The mysterious lady smiled and said, "That's right. It's easy for us to get along like this." Humph. Mu Tianyang snorted and looked up at Qin Feiyang suspiciously. What's wrong with this guy? Why did he ignore Li Jian's request for help? What was even more strange was that this bastard kid was smiling more and more brightly. Swish. Yishu flashed and landed in front of the mysterious lady, laughing in a low voice. He's completely immersed in the battle. Yes, I have a hunch that this battle will let him be reborn again. The mysterious lady smiled. Yishu smiled and transmitted his voice, "Madam, when are you going to reveal your identity to him?" The mysterious lady was stunned and frowned. "Is that necessary?" "Of course. At least let him know about your relationship with him, lest he always suspects that you have ulterior motives." Yishu thought to himself. The mysterious lady sighed. "To be honest, I really don't know how to tell him after hiding it from him for so long." Yishu smiled. "Madam, I think it's not that you don't know how to tell him, but that you're worried that he won't accept you. After all, you and the Qin Emperor weren't together so openly back then." "You old man." The mysterious lady rolled her eyes at Yishu and looked up at Qin Feiyang with a complicated expression. A moment later, the mysterious lady retracted her gaze and turned to look at the Chief Tower Master and the others, her eyes flashing with cold light. Seeing this, Yishu transmitted his voice, "Madam, are we going to attack them?" The mysterious lady snorted. "It's time to settle the old scores with them. Go and cripple them." "Yes." Yishu responded respectfully and immediately teleported away, disappearing from sight. What's going on? Noticing this, Mu Tianyang looked at the mysterious lady suspiciously, then turned to look at Yishu. When he realized that Yishu was actually going for the Chief Tower Master, Mu Tianyang's expression turned cold, and he said gloomily, "If I don't move, you'd better not move either." The mysterious lady looked at Mu Tianyang and said in a low voice, "This is a personal grudge between me and the Chief Tower Master. You'd better stay out of it." Personal grudge? Chapter 1753. Thinking of this, Mu Tianyang did not stop Yishu, because he had always been very curious about the mysterious madam's identity. Whoosh! Yishu was too fast. It was almost impossible for false gods to track him down. Yu Huang and the Chief Tower Master were fighting happily. But suddenly, Yishu arrived and attacked without saying a word. There was no suspense. The Chief Tower Master's Sea of Qi was destroyed on the spot. After losing his cultivation, his whole body immediately fell to the ground below. The halberd in his hand also flew out and sank into the ground in the distance. Yu Huang was stunned. He glared at Yishu and said with dissatisfaction, "Old man, what are you doing?" "He's my opponent." "Sorry to interrupt your fun, but the current situation is not good for us, so we have to end this quickly," Yishu said apologetically. With a wave of his old hand, the halberd that sank into the ground suddenly broke out of the ground. He grabbed it in his hand, directly erased the blood contract inside, and put it away. Then, he rushed toward the murderous Vice Tower Master and Wang Su. Seeing this, Wang Su and the former Vice Tower Master's eyes darkened. They split Chui Li and the 6 elders with their swords and rushed toward each other like lightning. Chui Li shouted, "Stop them. They want to enter the Space Divine Artifact." 3 of the elders immediately caught up with the former Vice Tower Master, and stopped him at all costs. Damn it! Wang Su roared and decisively entered the Space Divine artifact first. Whoosh! Yishu did not care about him and directly rushed toward the former Vice Tower Master. There was no suspense. The former Vice Tower Master's aura was also destroyed on the spot. As for his divine artifact, it was also taken away by Yishu. Yuang immediately said with dissatisfaction, "Old man, you're too dishonest. We've been fighting for so long, and you took away 2 divine artifacts at once?" He. Yishu smiled, grabbed the Vice Tower Master, and rushed in front of the Chief Tower Master. The Chief Tower Master roared, "You damn traitor! I was really blind to have trusted you so much." Traitor? This old man has never betrayed anyone. It's the same in the past, and it's the same now. Yishu snorted coldly. With one hand holding the former Vice Pavilion Master and the Chief Tower Master in the other, he flew into the air and landed in front of the mysterious lady. "Well done." The mysterious lady smiled. Yishu sighed. "It's a pity that Wang Su escaped. Don't worry. He'll take the initiative to come out later." The mysterious lady waved her hand. Yishu nodded and threw the Chief Tower Master and the former Vice Tower Master in front of the mysterious lady. The Chief Tower Master glanced at the mysterious madam, then turned to Yishu and roared, "She is an enemy of our Chief Tower. Not only did you not kill her, but you followed her like a dog. And you dare say you are not a traitor? How dare you?" Yishu was furious. "Do you know who she is? If we're talking about a traitor, it should be you." "What do you mean?" The Chief Pagoda Master said in a deep voice. "You know very well what I mean." Yishu sneered. The Chief Tower Master had a suspicious look on his face. The mysterious madam glanced at the Chief Pagoda Master and said, "Yishu, go help Shun Bao." "What about Qin Feiyang?" Yishu asked. "Him? He doesn't need our help anymore." The mysterious madam smiled, her expression full of confidence. Yishu nodded, looked at the golden divine leopard and the old man with a hawk nose, and was about to rush forward. "No need. Stay here, or I'll beat you up too." But at this moment, the golden divine leopard shouted. Yishu was stunned and turned to look at the mysterious madam. "It's us who are nosy." The mysterious madam smiled helplessly and said lightly, "Let it be." Yishu also shook his head bitterly. In the past, it was usually others who asked him for help, but now, he took the initiative to help, and the golden divine leopard was not happy? How heartbreaking. However, judging from the current situation, his help was indeed not needed, because the battle between the golden divine leopard and the old man with a hawk nose was about to end. The golden divine leopard's divine shield had not reached its time limit. In other words, after it broke through to the war god level, it had been using the divine shield. Therefore, during this fierce battle, the old man with a hawk nose did his best but did not cause any damage to it. Instead, it was the old man with a hawk nose who was heavily injured. Until now, his body was already dripping with blood, and his upper body had 3 fist-sized bloody holes. He even lost an arm. Before the golden divine leopard broke through to the war god level, the old man with a hawk nose could not do anything to it, let alone now. Bang, bang, bang. Boom. After another bloody battle, the golden divine leopard's claw landed on the old man's lower abdomen. The terrifying divine power was earth-shattering. Ah, accompanied by a shrill scream. The old man's lower abdomen was directly pierced by the golden divine leopard's claw. Immediately, the old man with a hawk nose was like a kite with a broken string, smashing into the ground below. Powerful. With the divine shield activated, there shouldn't be many people in the same realm who can fight it. The mysterious madam murmured, "Old bastard, how dare you provoke us? You're simply courting death. Today is your end." The golden divine leopard cackled, its expression full of disdain. It turned into a golden divine light and swooped down with monstrous ferocity towards the old man with a hawk nose. The mysterious madam came back to her senses and hurriedly shouted, "Junior leopard, don't kill him." "What do you mean?" The golden divine leopard was stunned. Mu Tianyang, the chief tower master, the former deputy tower master, Chui Li, and the others were also stunned. Even the old man with a hawk nose looked at the mysterious madam in shock. Weren't they enemies? Why was she pleading for him? You think I won't kill him just because you said so? The golden divine leopard snorted and continued to attack the old man with a hawk nose. Yishu, the mysterious madam shouted. Yishu took a step forward and instantly stood in front of the old man. He looked up at the ferocious golden divine leopard and cupped his hands. Can you give us some face? His attitude was very sincere. The golden divine leopard raised its eyebrows and looked at the mysterious madam. It said angrily, "What do you mean by this?" "You'll understand in the future," the mysterious madam said. The golden divine leopard was quite annoyed. It glanced at the mysterious madam, Yishu, and the old man with a hawk nose for a moment and snorted. "It's not up to you or me to decide whether to kill him or not. It's up to the young master. If the young master says to let him go, I will let him go. Okay, we'll wait for Qin Feiyong to make the decision." The mysterious madam nodded and then looked at Yishu. "Take his Chinkuan bag and bring him here."
Yes.
Yishu nodded and bent down to grab the old man's Chinkuan bag. Then, he dragged the old man back to the mysterious madam. "Why?" The old man with a hawk nose looked at the mysterious madam and asked. The mysterious madam said expressionlessly, "Before I say anything, you'd better not ask again." The old man with a hawk nose frowned and looked at the chief tower master and the former deputy tower master. He then looked up at the monkey-faced old man and murmured, "If even you are defeated by Qin Feiyong, then we'll really be wiped out. We can't lose. He won't be able to win." The mysterious madam sneered and said to herself, "Yishu, release your divine sense and watch carefully. Don't let Wang Su and Mu Tianyang's accomplices come out to stir up trouble." "Okay." Yishu nodded. His divine sense spread out and covered tens of thousands of miles. In this tens of thousands of miles, he found that there were 3 divine space items. Apart from Mu Tianyang and Wang Su, who do the other divine space items belong to? He raised his eyebrows slightly. The extra divine space item must belong to the person who saved the state preceptor and Emperor Hong. But he really couldn't figure out the identity of this person. Boom. High up in the sky, seeing the chief tower master, the former deputy tower master, and the old man with a hawk nose being captured one after another, the monkey-faced old man couldn't help but panic. But his attacks were getting fiercer and fiercer, because he also knew that there was only one way out of the predicament of the chief tower, and that was to capture Qin Feiyong. As long as he captured Qin Feiyong, not only could he open up the situation, but he could also turn the tables. Boom. Crack. With a wave of his hand, a divine art appeared out of nowhere, carrying a destructive aura as it blasted toward Qin Feiyong. Roar. Qin Feiyong also evolved the 3 moves of the divine dragon art, which collided with the monkey-faced old man's divine art. Puff. Purple gold dragon blood dyed the sky. But in this regard, Qin Feiyong didn't react at all, as if he had lost consciousness, and smiled incomparably brightly. Keep smiling, keep smiling. What the hell are you smiling about?" The monkey-faced old man was furious. As a dignified war god, he couldn't take down a false god, which already made him extremely angry, but Qin Feiyong still kept smiling, as if mocking his incompetence. So, every time he saw the smile on Qin Feiyong's face, he couldn't help but go crazy. But Qin Feiyong turned a deaf ear as usual. The 3 moves of the returning ruins, the sun and moon eclipse, the fire phoenix art, the divine dragon art, and the 3,000 incarnations were constantly evolving, and the divine power shrouded the world. From afar, it was like a meteor, endlessly attacking the monkey-faced old man. The monkey-faced old man's methods were also very astonishing. No matter how many divine arts Qin Feiyong evolved, they were all shattered one by one. The situation was getting more and more tense. Such a situation made the monkey-faced old man, who was eager to win, more and more irritated. On the other hand, Qin Feiyong's expression was indifferent, and his eyes were also calm. He was completely immersed in the battle. Now, not only did he no longer hate fighting, but he also liked fighting. Fighting made him feel very happy. And as time passed, everyone slowly discovered that the speed at which Qin Feiyong evolved the divine art seemed to be faster than before. Moreover, the power of the divine art was also gradually increasing. Is it an illusion? The monkey-faced old man also gradually discovered this point. After fighting for so long, suffering such heavy injuries, and losing so much blood, shouldn't he be getting weaker and weaker? It must be an illusion. Clang. Suddenly, red sword chi emerged from Qin Feiyang's body, turning into sword shadows that slashed towards the monkey-faced old man. Each sword shadow was hundreds of feet long, and its sharpness could topple mountains and overturn seas. Guiyuan sword technique. Battle art? But the monkey-faced old man frowned. With his cultivation and eyesight, he could see at a glance that these sword shadows were only evolved from battle art. He actually changed to battle art? Looking down on him? Too much. It was really too much. The anger in his heart was uncontrollable. Genius remembered the address of this site in 1 second. Mobile version of reading website. Chapter 1754. Using a battle art to deal with a god of war like him. Wasn't it obvious that he was humiliating him? The monkey-faced old man furiously attacked. Divine power roared in all directions, destroying heaven and earth. Clang, 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 clang. The sword shadows continued to shatter, turning into pieces of pure false god power that drifted in the void and dissipated. However, Qin Feiyang still didn't use a divine art. The Guiyuan sword art once again evolved. After stepping into the false god realm, Qin Feiyang could already evolve 60 sword shadows, covering the sky and earth as they attacked the monkey-faced old man. You're still using a battle art. This is outrageous. The monkey-faced old man flew into a rage. Divine power was like a tide, drowning the sky. No matter how many sword shadows there were, they couldn't stop the bombardment of divine power. The sword shadows shattered one after another. But at the same time, one sword shadow after another evolved. Moreover, the evolution speed was getting faster and faster. Even Shuili and the others who were also false gods gradually couldn't catch Qin Feiyang's movements. At this moment, Qin Feiyang gave people a feeling of ethereal. His eyes were so calm that it was frightening. Boom! Another sword shadow appeared out of nowhere. However, the power emitted by this sword shadow had suddenly increased by a level. Shockingly, it carried a shocking divine might. How could this be? The monkey-faced old man was dumbfounded. This is, at the same time, the chief pagoda master and the others also widened their eyes in anger. He actually upgraded the level of his battle art during the battle. In other words, he upgraded the Guiyuan sword art to a divine art. I see, Mu Tianyang muttered. Previously, he was wondering why Qin Feiyang turned a deaf ear to Li Jian's request. It turned out that he had entered an ethereal state. In this ethereal state, it was equivalent to sealing oneself and not being able to hear anything from the outside world. And now, his battle with the monkey-faced old man was completely subconscious. In other words, he wasn't really fighting with the monkey-faced old man. You actually used me to upgrade the level of your battle art. How hateful. The monkey-faced old man came back to his senses and immediately became angry. He stepped forward, divine power gushing out from his palm, and the sword shadows were all shattered into pieces. When he got close to Qin Feiyang, he immediately raised his arm and punched towards Qin Feiyang's forehead. However, Qin Feiyang didn't panic and was as calm as ever. He took a step forward and instantly disappeared in front of the monkey-faced old man. Art. Right now, he's probably already forgotten that there's such an opponent. Everything is just an instinctive reaction. The mysterious Lady Merce, of course. Enjoy the battle, fight non-stop, sublimate and transform in the midst of battle. What other surprises can it bring us? Yezes with a Yezestes. The moment Qin Feiyang disappeared, the monkey-faced old man immediately released his divine sense and caught Qin Feiyang's trace in the void behind him. He roared again and again. He couldn't take down a mere false god. This kind of humiliation almost made him lose his mind. Boom. But Qin Feiyang remained silent and performed the 4 moves of the Ruins of End. An invisible force roared in the void. Another shocking scene appeared. The power of the 4 moves of the Ruins of End also increased by a level. Haha, not bad, not bad. First, it was the Guiyuan sword art, and now it's the ruins of End. This kid's combat strength has increased by several levels. The mysterious lady laughed. Yishu smiled. Madam, you were the one who gave him the ruins of End, right? Yes. I really didn't expect him to be able to improve the ruins of End to such a level. The mysterious lady sighed. When she first gave the ruins of End to Qin Feiyang, it was only a perfect battle art. The ruins of End had undergone two transformations. The first time, it evolved into a divine art. This time, it was another level above the foundation of the divine art. The power of the ruins of End was no longer the same as before. Boom! The evolved ruins of End carried a monstrous aura as it pounced towards the monkey-faced old man. Don't be too arrogant. The monkey-faced old man roared. The divine art appeared and attacked. After all, he was a war god. How could the ruins of End be blocked by the ruins of End? The invisible force immediately disintegrated. Qin Feiyang also spat out a mouthful of blood. But with the battle art protecting his body, he didn't suffer any fatal injuries. Boom. He didn't stop and evolve the two divine arts, Sun and Moon Eclipse and Fire Phoenix art. Whether it was Sun and Moon Eclipse or Fire Phoenix art, their power increased by a level. The power emitted by Fire Phoenix art was even comparable to Lu Jiajin's Fire Phoenix art. Is he going to evolve all the deity techniques? This time, even the mysterious lady couldn't calm down. Usually, people who entered this ethereal state would at most evolve one or two divine arts before it would end. But this kid first evolved the Guiyuan sword art to a divine art, and now he continuously upgraded the ruins of End, Sun and Moon Eclipse, and Fire Phoenix art by a level. What was even more excessive was that looking at his current state, after upgrading the Fire Phoenix art, he still hadn't reached the end. In other words, he might continue to do so. As expected, Qin Feiyang evolved the Divine Dragon art again. Divine Dragon Seal, and the third move, Supreme of the 9 and 5, appeared one after another. Dragon might rolled in all directions, causing the void to tremble. Roar, rumble. The aura of the three divine arts soared crazily. Everyone was dumbfounded by what they saw. Qin Feiyang had used the Divine Dragon art more than once or twice. Everyone knew its power. And now, the Divine Dragon Seal, Divine Dragon Roar, and Supreme of the 9 and 5 had far surpassed the past. Boom! Suddenly, the aura of the three divine arts soared to an unprecedented level. Even the monkey-faced old man couldn't help but tremble at this moment. At the same time, a stone door gradually condensed in Qin Feiyang's sea of consciousness. The stone door was very small, floating beside the soul, emitting a hazy purple-gold divine light. This was the fourth move of the Divine Dragon art, the Gate of Rebirth. After the Gate of Reincarnation appeared, a statue of a deity also appeared. The third move, Supreme of the 9 and 5. Next, another purple-gold divine dragon and a divine seal condensed in the sea of consciousness one after another. It was the second and first move of the Divine Dragon art. These were the forms of the four divine arts. They surrounded Qin Feiyang's soul, emitting a vast aura. Outside, Divine Dragon Seal, Divine Dragon Roar, and Supreme of the 9 and 5 had already rushed towards the monkey-faced old man. The divine power of the three divine arts shook the world, causing the void to crack. What? The void shattered. This is something that only a war god can do. How can he do it? The chief pagoda master and the others were bewildered. Mu Tianyang's pupils also shrank and said in a deep voice, "There's only one explanation." What? Everyone looked at him in surprise. Perfect divine art. Mu Tianyang said word by word. Perfect divine art? Everyone became more and more suspicious. That's right. Perfect divine art. Divine arts are the same as battle arts. They are divided into low, middle, high, and perfect. The power of a perfect divine art is enough to shatter the void. Mu Tianyang said, "In that case, the Divine Dragon art was only a high-tier divine art in the past?" The chief pagoda master said, "Wrong. When Qin Batian created the Divine Dragon art, it was only a low-tier divine art. Later, he raised the level of the Divine Dragon art again and again. When he disappeared, the divine dragon art had already been raised to the level of a high-tier divine art. Therefore, when Qin Feiyang obtained the inheritance of the divine dragon art, it was naturally a high-tier divine art. Now, Qin Feiyang raised the divine dragon art to another level, so it evolved into a perfect divine art. Mu Tianyang said, "So that's how it is. It's unbelievable. Not only did he create such a terrifying divine art, but he also raised the divine dragon art to a high-tier divine art. If the Qin Emperor was still alive, it's hard to imagine how powerful the divine dragon art would be now. I'm afraid it would have already evolved to the level of a perfect divine art." Chueli sighed. Mu Tianyang said, "That's for sure." Suddenly, a painful scream sounded in the sky. Everyone looked up and saw that the monkey-faced old man was seriously injured by the three divine arts. His body was almost torn apart. Divine blood dyed the sky red. This was the first time he had been seriously injured since he fought with Qin Feiyang. If this continues, Qin Feiyang will probably turn the tables. The chief pagoda master murmured, his expression full of worry. But just when everyone thought that Qin Feiyang would take advantage of the victory to pursue, Qin Feiyang suddenly closed his eyes. What's going on? Everyone was surprised. He should have awakened from the ethereal state, Mu Tianyang said. However, before he could finish speaking, numerous figures appeared behind Qin Feiyang one after another. These people looked exactly the same as Qin Feiyang. It was the 3,000 incarnations. He actually took this opportunity to comprehend the profound meaning of the 3,000 incarnations. Mu Tianyang's eyes trembled. Not long after, 100 incarnations appeared. But it did not stop. 101, 102, 103. The incarnations continued to increase. Soon, there were as many as 200 incarnations behind Qin Feiyang. No, I can't let him continue to grow like this. Otherwise, when I return to the great Qin Empire, even if I fuse with the divine body and my cultivation returns to its peak state, I'm afraid it will be difficult to take him down, Mu Tianyang murmured. Little bastard, go to hell. But just as Mu Tianyang was about to make a move, the monkey-faced old man suddenly roared, his entire body overflowing with hostility. Clang! With a wave of his hand, a snow-white longbow appeared. It was as flawless as jade and emitted a dazzling light. Divine weapon! Mu Tianyang's eyes flashed. It seemed that he did not need to make a move. However, the mysterious lady's expression changed. She did not expect that this person was actually hiding a divine weapon on him. Chueli glanced at Mu Tianyang and transmitted his voice to the mysterious lady. "Don't worry, young master also has a divine weapon on him." The mysterious lady said to herself, "I know that he definitely has a divine weapon, but that divine bow is not an ordinary divine weapon. So what? Not a single divine artifact on the young master's body is ordinary. As long as it's not a heaven-defying divine weapon, it won't be able to hurt young master. The only person we have to be careful of is Mu Tianyang. Right now, only he can hurt young master," Chueli said to himself. The mysterious lady looked at Chueli suspiciously and then looked up at Qin Feiyang. The worry in her heart did not dissipate. Chapter 1755. Clang! While Chueli and the mysterious lady were talking, the monkey-faced old man had already awakened the godly bow. He pulled the bowstring and condensed his divine power into an arrow. It was dazzling and sharp, producing a deafening metallic sound. At the same time, the number of avatars behind Qin Feiyang had reached 300, and it was still increasing. "Little bastard, go to hell!" The monkey-faced old man roared as the arrow pierced through the air. Wherever it went, the void collapsed crazily. This was the true awakening of a godly weapon. If Qin Feiyang was hurt by this arrow, he would definitely die. Clang! However, just as Qin Feiyang's life was in danger, the divine phoenix blade awakened on its own with an earth-shaking explosion. It floated above Qin Feiyang's head, releasing endless flames. Chirp! Following closely. With a loud phoenix cry, a godly phoenix rushed out of the flames and headed straight for the arrow, automatically protecting its owner. This godly weapon must have a weapon spirit, the mysterious lady murmured. No wonder Chui was so confident. The divine phoenix blade was so terrifying. Before, Qin Feiyang had used the divine phoenix blade to fight the monkey-faced old man, so she knew about the existence of the divine phoenix blade. But because Qin Feiyang could not fully awaken the divine phoenix blade, she did not know that the divine phoenix blade had a weapon spirit. Boom! In an instant, the godly phoenix and the arrow violently collided. Both of them were destroyed in the void. It was obvious that the godly bow in the monkey-faced old man's hand was of the same level as the divine phoenix blade. Both of them had a weapon spirit. Damn it, damn it. Why is this happening? If I knew this would happen, I would have used the godly bow from the beginning. The monkey-faced old man roared in exasperation. Even if you used the godly bow from the beginning, it would not have made much of a difference, because as long as the young master's life is threatened, the divine phoenix blade will awaken on its own. In short, you will never be able to kill the young master. Chui sneered. Shut up. The monkey-faced old man roared as he frantically pulled the godly bow. Arrow after arrow flew towards Qin Feiyang, but they were all blocked by the divine phoenix blade. At this very moment, the number of incarnations behind Qin Feiyang had reached 500. If nothing went wrong, he would be able to raise the 3,000 incarnations to the lesser success stage. Once he reaches the minor completion stage, he will be able to create 1,000 clones. At that time, he will have the ability to kill an initial stage battle god. After all, the divine dragon technique had evolved into a perfect divine technique. However, at this moment, Mu Tianyang suddenly attacked. His blood blade streaked across the sky like a bolt of lightning, slashing towards Qin Feiyang. Mu Tianyang, what are you doing? The mysterious lady was immediately enraged. However, Mu Tianyang turned a deaf ear to him, and his eyes emitted a bone-piercing coldness. Facing the blood blade, the divine phoenix blade did not hesitate at all and directly entered Qin Feiyang's body. It wasn't that it wasn't loyal, but it knew its place. This was because the blood blade was a heaven-defying divine artifact. Even if it sacrificed itself to block it, it still wouldn't be able to block it. This time, Qin Feiyang was facing the risk of being killed by the blood blade head-on. Seeing that Mu Tianyang had no intention of stopping, the mysterious lady's eyes flashed with a cold light and shouted, Li Jian, destroy Mu Tianjuan's divine body for me. Mu Tianyang's body trembled slightly, but in the end, he still chose to continue killing Qin Feiyang. Because in his opinion, Qin Feiyang's threat was already far greater than Mu Tianjuan's divine body. The blood blade arrived in an instant, just as Qin Feiyang was about to be killed by the blood blade. Suddenly, Qin Feiyang opened his eyes, and 2 rays of divine light shot out. Following closely, he took a step forward and instantly appeared on the other side of the void. Then, he lowered his head and looked at Mu Tianyang and said angrily, You really make people angry? Is that so? Mu Tianyang chuckled. The blood blade cut through the sky and returned to his side, laughing. Although it's a pity that I couldn't kill you, but to be able to interrupt your ethereal state, it's not in vain, because he knew very well in his heart that killing Qin Feiyang was not that easy. Therefore, from the beginning, his plan was to interrupt Qin Feiyang's ethereal state and prevent Qin Feiyang from continuing to become stronger. Qin Feiyang coldly glanced at Mu Tianyang, then raised his head to look at the monkey-faced old man and said, Although you made me bleed a lot, I still have to thank you. The monkey-faced old man's face was gloomy. Qin Feiyang laughed. Tell me, how should I repay you? The mysterious lady glanced at the monkey-faced old man, then looked at Qin Feiyang and said, Feiyang, let's stop here. Stop here? Qin Feiyang lowered his head to look at the mysterious lady and sneered. Do you think that's possible? Clang. As soon as the words fell, the divine phoenix blade appeared, and 3 types of false god force madly rushed into it. Qin Feiyang grabbed the divine phoenix blade and used the walk word technique, charging towards the monkey-faced old man. Yishu secretly said, Madam, this brat already has the intention to kill. What should we do? The mysterious lady sighed helplessly. Let him calm down first, then we'll stop him later. Boom. The monkey-faced old man immediately recovered his divine bow and continuously pulled the bowstring. One arrow after another pierced through the air, densely packed, terrifying sharpness tearing the sky and splitting the earth. But Qin Feiyang's expression did not change. Using the walk-word technique to the extreme, he was like a ghost, shuttling back and forth between the rain of arrows, completely unable to catch his figure. Shua. Finally, he landed behind the monkey-faced old man, and the divine phoenix blade slashed out. With the edge on his back, the monkey-faced old man quivered and immediately teleported away. Humph! Qin Feiyang coldly snorted. Divine light surged under his feet as he followed closely behind. Die! The monkey-faced old man suddenly turned around and used the divine bow in his hand as a stick, smashing towards Qin Feiyang's head. A large part of the void collapsed. Such an unexpected attack, if it were anyone else, they would definitely not be able to react in time. However, Qin Feiyang did not panic at all, calmly raising the divine phoenix blade and slashing at the divine bow. Clang! The two divine weapons met in an instant, and sparks burst out. Qin Feiyang was immediately sent flying, blood flowing from the corner of his mouth. After all, the monkey-faced old man was a war god. How could Qin Feiyang's strength compare to his? But at the same time, Qin Feiyang waved his hand, and the divine dragon seal appeared in an instant, shattering the void and smashing into the monkey-faced old man's chest. Puff! The monkey-faced old man suddenly spat out a mouthful of old blood. His entire chest caved in, and his flesh and blood were a mess. Even his 5 internal organs were destroyed. This was the second time he was seriously injured. Did you see that? When he used the divine dragon seal just now, he didn't even move at all. Yu Huang said in surprise. After being together for so long, it naturally understood the divine dragon seal very well. Before evolving the divine dragon seal, it needed to form a seal. But just now, Qin Feiyang did not form a seal at all. It was just at his fingertips. This is the perfect divine art. When the divine art evolves to the perfect level, it will condense into the form of the divine art in the sea of consciousness. Once the form is formed, when you use the divine art in the future, you don't need to form a seal anymore. You only need to use your mind, Mu Tianyang said. So that's how it is. Yu Huang nodded in realization. Little bastard, you have completely angered me. The monkey-faced old man roared, and the divine bow shone brightly. A wave of arrows broke through the sky, like a meteor shower, occupying half of the sky, madly shooting toward Qin Feiyang. So what if I angered you? Moreover, weren't you angry long ago? Qin Feiyang sneered. 500 incarnations appeared. Divine Dragon Seal. As the 500 incarnations snorted coldly in unison, 500 divine seals appeared, carrying the power to destroy heaven and earth, and blasted toward the arrows. Clang! In an instant, the divine seals shattered. The arrows were defeated. Waves of destructive air blasts surged in all directions with an earth-shattering momentum. Tens of thousands of miles of the void turned into chaos. Boom! More than 10 breaths later, the arrows were all defeated, and the two divine seals aggressively blasted on the monkey-faced old man. Immediately, the monkey-faced old man's scream resounded through the sky. His whole body was blasted away, like a meteorite, smashing into the ground below. A huge pit suddenly appeared. What you did to me before, now I will pay you back 10 times, 100 times. Qin Feiyang's body was surrounded by a substantial murderous aura, and the 500 incarnations once again evolved into 500 divine dragon seals, blasting into the huge pit. Rumble. The earth crazily cracked, and ditches appeared everywhere. The monkey-faced old man's scream was endless, and dust covered the sky. Too terrifying. Even the war god is in his hands, and now he can't fight back. Looking at the current Qin Feiyang, the chief pagoda master, and the others couldn't help but feel despair. Yishu worriedly sent a sound transmission. Madam, if this continues, I'm afraid he will die in the hands of Qin Feiyang. The mysterious madam frowned, took a step forward, and landed beside Qin Feiyang and said, Calm down. What do you mean? Qin Feiyang raised his eyebrows. The mysterious madam said, "What I mean is, if you're not angry, then stop." Qin Feiyang said angrily, "He is our enemy, and you actually want me to stop? What the hell are you thinking? Although we are enemies now, the future is hard to say." The mysterious madam said, "The future is hard to say?" Qin Feiyang frowned and said, "Speak clearly." The mysterious madam was silent, as if she didn't know how to speak. "Let me say it," Yishu suddenly said. Qin Feiyang lowered his head and looked at Yishu. Mu Tianyang, the chief pagoda master, and the others, as well as Yu Huang and Cui Li, all looked at Yishu, their faces full of suspicion. "Qin Feiyang, you bastard." But at this time, the monkey-faced old man's angry roar sounded again. He rushed out with a murderous aura, like a man of blood, his old eyes full of resentment. "You're courting death." Qin Feiyang used the walk formula, instantly landed behind the monkey-faced old man, and slashed. "Ah!" accompanied by a scream. The monkey-faced old man's right arm broke on the spot, and blood spurted out like a fountain. The divine bow also flew out of his hand. Qin Feiyang grabbed the divine bow, sent it to the castle, and then waved the divine phoenix blade again, mercilessly slashing at the monkey-faced old man's head. Swish! However, the mysterious madam suddenly teleported to Qin Feiyang's side, grabbed Qin Feiyang's wrist, and then shook her head at Qin Feiyang. Qin Feiyang glanced at the mysterious madam angrily. "He, little bastard, go to hell." But at the same time, the monkey-faced old man smiled ferociously, and his divine power rolled out, bearing fangs and brandishing claws at Qin Feiyang. "You're not done yet, are you?" The mysterious madam raised her eyebrows, raised her hand, and slapped the monkey-faced old man's face. Poof! The monkey-faced old man was sent flying on the spot. The skin on his face split open, and he was in an extremely sorry state. Genius memorized this site's address in a second. Mobile version of reading website. Chapter 1756. The monkey-faced old man stabilized his body, touched his bleeding face, and suddenly looked up at the mysterious madam and laughed. "Bitch, you want to die too, right? This old man will fulfill your wish." "Shut your dog mouth. Do you know who she is? Let me tell you, if you dare to humiliate the madam again, even I won't let you go," Yishu shouted. The monkey-faced old man immediately looked down at Yishu and roared, "You traitor! What right do you have to yell at this old man?" "This old man has said before, this old man has never betrayed the main tower," Yishu said in a deep voice. "You helped her against the people of our main tower. Isn't that betrayal?" The monkey-faced old man shouted, "You'll understand in a moment. For now, shut your mouth," Yishu coldly shouted. He glanced at the mysterious madam, then glanced at Mu Tianyang, chief tower master, and the others. Finally, he looked at Qin Feiyang and said, "Haven't you always been curious about the madam's identity? Now I'll tell you. The madam is the previous master of the main tower." "What?" Qin Feiyang's eyes trembled. The main tower master, the former deputy tower master, the monkey-faced old man, and the aquiline-nosed old man all looked at the mysterious madam in surprise. "The previous master of the main tower," Mu Tianyang murmured. Suddenly, he seemed to have thought of something, and suddenly looked up at the mysterious madam. It was her. No wonder she gave him an inexplicable sense of familiarity. For a moment, the place fell into a dead silence. The mysterious madam was actually the previous master of the main tower. This was simply explosive news, and it was hard to believe. After a while, Qin Feiyang came back to his senses, looked down at Yishu, and said, "I've been to the main tower's land of inheritance, so I know the existence of the previous master of the main tower. It is said that she is the daughter of the second master of the main tower, and also the senior sister of the current one." "That's right," Yishu nodded. Qin Feiyang said, "But the problem is, she is completely different from the statue in the land of inheritance." Yishu looked at the mysterious madam and said, "Madam, let them see it with their own eyes." The mysterious madam sighed and said, "Wait for me." Then, she entered the space artifact. "Impossible. Everyone is looking forward to it." Only the chief pagoda master is shaking his head and muttering to himself. A short while later, a woman suddenly appeared in the void. Looking at this woman, the chief tower master, the hawk-nosed old man, the former vice pavilion master, and the monkey-faced old man's eyes widened. Qin Feiyong was also dumbfounded by what he saw. The woman was about 1.7 meters tall. She had exquisite facial features and an exquisite figure, just like a young girl. Her beautiful black hair was tied up high with a golden hairpin in the middle. She was wearing a pale golden dress with a true phoenix embroidered on it. As she stood there, she looked graceful and noble, like an empress who had descended to the world. There was a great sense of dignity between her brows. "That's right," Qin Feiyong murmured. The woman in front of him looked exactly the same as the statue in the land of inheritance. I truly never would have thought that the person who's been targeting my Mu family time and time again would be you. After so many years, you haven't changed at all. Mu Tianyang shook his head and sighed. Qin Feiyong said, "You know her too?" Mu Tianyang looked at Qin Feiyong and said, "We entered the divine sight together back then, so of course we know each other. And I know much more about her than you do. It's not until today that I understand why she's taking care of you so much." The mysterious woman raised her eyebrows and looked down at Mu Tianyang, saying, "Don't say what you shouldn't say." "Why can't I say it?" Mu Tianyang asked. The mysterious woman said angrily, "I'll say it myself. You don't have to say it." Mu Tianyang shrugged and said, all right. You can tell Qin Feiyong later." "Tell me what?" Qin Feiyong frowned. Mu Tianyang smiled and said, "Don't worry. You'll know the relationship between you and her later." Qin Feiyong looked at Mu Tianyang and then at the mysterious woman. Relationship? What kind of relationship did he have with the previous chief pagoda master? Impossible. Suddenly, a furious roar was heard. Everyone looked at the chief pagoda master and saw him shaking his head frantically, his face full of doubt. Yishu sneered, "She's right in front of you. What's impossible?" "Shut up. Senior sister is clearly dead. She can't be senior sister." The chief pagoda master roared at Yishu, then stared at the mysterious woman and shouted, "Who the hell are you? What's your purpose for pretending to be senior sister?" "Of course you want me dead. Unfortunately, I'm lucky to have lived until today. My good junior brother, are you very scared now? Afraid that I'll tell you what happened back then?" The mysterious woman looked at the chief pagoda master with a sneer and said, "What happened back then?" Qin Feiyong murmured. He remembered that the chief pagoda master had told him that the mysterious woman had died because of an accident. At that time, he was puzzled. Who would be so bold as to attack the chief pagoda master of the Pill Pagoda? However, he did not ask too much at that time. Now that he heard the mysterious woman's tone, could it be related to the chief pagoda master? When the chief pagoda master heard the mysterious woman's words, a hint of panic flashed across his face, and he shouted, "Don't talk nonsense. Since you say you're my senior sister, please take out the evidence." "Does this count as evidence?" The mysterious woman waved her hand, and a jade pendant appeared. The jade pendant was emerald green and flickered with crystal light. An extremely exquisite flame pattern was engraved on it. "This is the second chief pagoda master's jade pendant," the hook-nosed old man exclaimed. Yishu looked at the hook-nosed old man and sneered, "You still remember?" The hook-nosed old man nodded and said, "Of course I remember. I was trained by him. When he was in charge of the Pill Pagoda, I was the first pagoda master. This old man will never forget his great kindness. I also remember that he personally gave this jade pendant to his daughter." The monkey-faced old man also looked at the jade pendant in a daze and muttered, "It really is his daughter." Yishu looked at the monkey-faced old man and snorted coldly, "It seems that your memory is not bad." The monkey-faced old man's gaze trembled, and he smiled bitterly. "I was also trained by the old man. In my heart, he is like a father to me." "Wasn't I also trained by the old man? That's why I've always been by Madam's side." "No, I should call you eldest miss now. I used to call you Madam because I wanted to hide my identity as the eldest Mississippi. Now tell me again, am I a traitor?" Yishu shouted. "Greetings, eldest Mississippi. The hook-nosed old man and monkey-faced old man looked at each other and immediately knelt down respectfully. Get up. Mysterious Madam smiled. The hook-nosed old man got up and asked suspiciously, Eldest Miss, since you're still alive, why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you return to the main tower? Why did you use the identity of Mysterious Madam to deal with our main tower? Yishu pointed at the main tower master and said, Of course it's because of him. The hook-nosed old man, monkey-faced old man, and the former deputy tower master immediately looked at the main tower master. The main tower master's expression became more and more panicked. Yishu looked at the main tower master and said coldly, Do you want to say it yourself, or do you want us to say it for you? The main tower master's body trembled. He glanced at the group of people and gradually collapsed powerlessly. Do you know fear now? Why didn't I see you afraid when you plotted against the eldest miss? You're an ungrateful white-eyed wolf. Yishu was furious. He took a step forward and directly slapped the main tower master's face. With a bang, the main tower master immediately fell to the ground, his face full of fear. Plotted? The monkey-faced old man and the others trembled and said in shock and anger, Yishu, what's going on? Back then, he took advantage of the eldest Miss's unpreparedness and used the calamity spirit pill to plot against her. If the eldest Miss had not pretended to be dead and deceived him, she would have died in his hands. Even so, the eldest Miss's cultivation was completely crippled. It was not until she entered the divine ruin that she recovered to the false god realm. All these years, the eldest Miss has been hiding in the 9 regions to recuperate. Because the eldest Miss was worried that the news would leak and the main tower master would know that she was not dead, she only contacted me over the years. Yishu said, Bastard, you're the junior brother of the eldest Mississippi. Back then, the old man even treated you like his own son. Why did you do this? The hook-nosed old man and monkey-faced old man were furious. They glared at the main tower master and shouted, Why else? It's because of the position of the main tower master. Back then, the old man passed the position of the main tower master to the eldest Mississippi. He was dissatisfied, so he plotted against the eldest Mississippi, Yishu said in disgust. For the position of the main tower master, you did such a heartless thing. Do you even deserve to be human? Is power really that important? The 2 old men glared at the main tower master. They were both furious. Hee. However, the main tower master laughed mockingly. Yishu said again, At that time, he had an accomplice. An accomplice? Who? The 2 old men looked at Yishu with murderous intent in their eyes. The Mu family. Yishu pointed at Mu Tianyang and said word by word, What? The Mu family. The 2 old men's eyes trembled. That's right. Back then, our main tower master was worried that the operation would fail alone, so he joined forces with Mu Changfeng and Mu Changyun. In exchange, he agreed to let the Mu family hide in the Fire Phoenix mountain range and recuperate. Yishu said, So that's what happened. Qin Feiyang muttered. Everything was finally clear. The main tower master was greedy for power and colluded with the Mu family to kill the mysterious madam. The mysterious madam had been dealing with the Mu family and the main tower all these years to take revenge. Sigh. I never thought that I, the main tower master, the person with the highest authority in the Forgotten Continent, would be such a despicable and cunning person. Once this spreads out, who knows how many people will laugh at us behind our backs. What a disgrace to the Forgotten Continent. The former Vice Pavilion Master shook his head and sighed. He was extremely disappointed in the main tower master. Genius memorized this address in 1 second. Mobile version of reading website. Chapter 1757. I'm despicable? I'm treacherous? I'm a disgrace to the Forgotten Continent. Ha. The chief tower master laughed maniacally. Is that not the case? The former vice tower master looked at him and asked, Do you really think that old man treats me well? If he treats me well, why would he pass the position of chief tower master to his daughter? If he treats me well, why didn't he marry his daughter to me, knowing that I like her so much? In the end, he's just a selfish person. The chief tower master said angrily, Qin Feiyang looked at the mysterious madam in shock. He did not expect that this woman was the Chief Tower Master's sweetheart. You like me? What a joke. Do you think we're all blind? Back then, everyone knew that you liked me because of my identity. You wanted to obtain the power that you've been longing for from me. The mysterious madam yelled. The Chief Tower Master yelled, Ask yourself honestly, is that true? If it wasn't for Qin Batian, you... Shut up. The mysterious madam yelled. Qin Feiyang was stunned. How was this related to his ancestor again? Could it be that this woman really had some sort of relationship with his ancestor? What? You dare to do it, but you don't dare to let others talk about it? The Chief Tower Master looked at the mysterious madam mockingly. The mysterious madam's expression darkened. Yishu said, Madam, there's nothing shameful about this. Just let him talk about it. Qin Feiyang looked at the three of them and said impatiently, Hey, what are you trying to say? Mu Tianyang laughed and said, Qin Feiyang, you don't understand. This is a secret that very few people know. Secret? Qin Feiyang frowned. That's right. Mu Tianyang nodded and said with a smile, This mysterious madam who has been taking care of you is called Tantaili. She's your ancestor's woman. What? Qin Feiyang was tongue-tied and couldn't come back to his senses for a long time. Mu Tianyang looked at the mysterious madam and said with a smile, Tantaili, it seems like you can't say it. Let me say it for you. Then, he looked at Qin Feiyang and asked, Do you know the divine beasts of the endless sea? I know, Qin Feiyang said. Gongsun Bei had told him about this before. Back then, when that mythical beast caused havoc and harmed the Forgotten Continent, it was our ancestors who led their subordinates to heavily injure and seal it. The meeting between Tantaili and your ancestor started from that time. Back then, Tantaili was already the Pill Tower's head tower master. However, at that time, her cultivation wasn't very high. Facing the divine beast, she didn't have the power to resist at all. She could only watch as the divine beast did evil. Afterwards, your ancestor appeared in the Forgotten Continent. You also know that your ancestor was a warm-hearted person. When he heard about this, he immediately rushed to the endless sea and fought a great battle with that mythical beast. Finally, he suppressed it. It was also at that time that Tantaili met your ancestor. Women prefer heroes like your ancestor. Thus, the two gradually developed feelings for each other. The last time the divine ruin opened, your ancestor took a great risk for her and wanted to force his way into the first level from the second level. In the end, he was almost killed by the power of laws, Mu Tianyang said. So that's how it is. Qin Feiyang suddenly understood. The mysterious madam had also said this when they entered the divine ruin. However, at that time, she didn't mention their relationship. Qin Feiyang looked at the mysterious madam and sighed. I really didn't expect that there was such a relationship between us. That's right. When I first met you in White Fox City, because I didn't know your identity, I wanted to use you and even almost killed you. You don't hate me, do you? The mysterious madam said apologetically. I hated you in the past, but now, I can't hate you even if I want to. Qin Feiyang smiled bitterly. The mysterious madam sighed deeply and said, To be honest, it's fortunate that I didn't kill you in the beginning. Otherwise, I would have felt guilty for the rest of my life. Qin Feiyang smiled and said, So later, when you found out about my identity, you gave me battle arts and resources to train me? Yes, that's only one aspect. On the other hand, I used all kinds of methods, such as massacring the creatures of various regions to frame you and force you into a desperate situation. It was also to train you. The mysterious madam said. Qin Feiyang said, You really put a lot of thought into it, but the price is too high. You should know that those creatures who died were innocent. You don't understand. I just want you to learn how to be ruthless. Your ancestor ended up in a situation where his life and death are unknown because he was too kind. I don't want you to end up like him. The mysterious madam said faintly. Qin Feiyang fell silent. No matter what, the mysterious madam was doing it for his own good. He couldn't blame her. Tantaili, although I know what happened between you and Qin Batian in the beginning, I don't understand what happened after that. Why didn't you go with him? Mu Tianyang looked at the mysterious madam and asked in confusion. The mysterious madam pondered for a long time and said, "Back then, after we left the divine sight, the battle between you and him completely erupted. Do you still remember that?" Of course. Because of the matter of my second brother being sealed, I was very angry. As soon as we left the divine sight and returned to the Tianyang Empire, I gave the order to kill him. That battle is still vivid in my mind. It was also at that time that he destroyed the Tianyang Empire and sealed me, Mu Tianyang said. Yes. After destroying the Tianyang Empire and establishing the Great Qin Empire, he led his subordinates to the Forgotten Continent and found me, saying that he wanted to enter the divine sight again. The mysterious madam said. Mu Tianyang asked. The divine sight was closed. How did he enter? I don't know. At that time, I also wanted to go with him. Because at that time, I was already pregnant with his child, the mysterious madam said. Child? Mu Tianyang was stunned. Child. Qin Feiyang murmured and looked at the mysterious madam in surprise. Could it be her? Yes. Haven't you always wanted to know Rushuang's surname? She's the same as you, surnamed Qin. She's the biological daughter of your ancestor. The mysterious madam said. The biological daughter of my ancestor? Qin Feiyang was stunned. The biological daughter of his ancestor was someone of the same generation as Emperor Hong. This generation was a little high. No wonder Qin Rushuang often scolded him when he joked with her back then. The mysterious madam also often said something about disrespecting elders and being struck by lightning. So this was what she meant. After Mu Tianyang came back to his senses, he smiled bitterly and said, I really didn't expect that bastard to have a biological daughter. After saying that, he looked at Tantai Li and asked, what happened after that? I wanted to go with him, but he refused. He told me that even he didn't know what he would face in the future. He didn't allow me to take risks with him. I know his temper, so I didn't force him. After spending a few days alone with him, he left with his subordinates. The mysterious madam sighed. Mu Tianyang frowned and said, why did he still go to the divine sight? I don't know. The mysterious madam shook her head. Qin Feiyang asked, did my ancestor know that you were pregnant with his child at that time? No. If he knew about this, he would definitely stay because of the child. But your ancestor was a person with great ambitions. I didn't want to be a burden to him, nor did I want to force him to stay by my side because of the child. So, I didn't tell him from beginning to end. The mysterious madam said, it's been hard on you. Qin Feiyang sighed. It's nothing. Not long after your ancestor left, this junior brother of mine learned about the matter between your ancestor and me. So, he was jealous and joined forces with the Mu family to plot against me. Later, when Rushuang grew up, I asked Yishu to take her to the Central Divine Kingdom. With Yishu's help, I built the famous Dragon Phoenix Pavilion. All these years, I was able to clearly know every move of the main tower. It was all thanks to Yishu and Rushuang. The mysterious madam said, so that's how it is. Qin Feiyang hesitated and asked, then, you and Emperor Hong. I have nothing to do with Emperor Hong. He was born of your ancestor's first wife. When I met your ancestor, Emperor Hong's birth mother had already passed away, the mysterious madam said. That's good. Qin Feiyang nodded and said with a smile, it's not a shameful thing for two people to love each other. Why did you look so embarrassed before? Because Emperor Qin didn't give you any status. It's not legitimate, Yishu said. What era is it now? It's still not legitimate? Qin Feiyang was speechless. Yishu was stunned and said with joy, so, you recognize Mrs. Identity? She contributed so much to the ancestor and gave birth to a daughter. Of course, I recognize her. She is Qin Feiyang's relative. Qin Feiyang said. Yishu was overjoyed when he heard that. He looked at Tantai Li and said with a smile, Miss, did you see that? I told you that your worries were unnecessary. Tantai Li's face was also filled with a joyful smile. But Qin Feiyang changed the topic and said again, frowning. But what? Seeing this, Tantai Li became nervous again. According to seniority, I should call you great-grandmother. I'm still not used to it. Qin Feiyang rubbed his head and smiled. Tantai Li immediately rolled her eyes. She thought Qin Feiyong had changed his mind. It turned out that it was because of this that she was nervous for half a day. Yishu shook his head and smiled. He looked at Qin Feiyong and said, "Boy, you can't mess up the seniority, especially you and Rushuang." Qin Feiyong was stunned and asked suspiciously, "Elder, what do you mean?" "You know what I mean." Yishu snorted. Qin Feiyong looked puzzled. Suddenly, he looked at Yishu strangely and said, "You don't think I'm interested in Qin Rushuang, do you?" Yishu didn't answer, but his meaning was already obvious. Qin Feiyong shook his head helplessly and said disdainfully, "Elder, you're already so old. Why are your thoughts still so impure? It's not hard to imagine. How could I be tempted by someone who's like a great-grandmother?" Yishu looked embarrassed when he heard this. Chapter 1758. Wrong, wrong, wrong. It's not like that at all. But at this moment, the Chief Tower Master suddenly roared. Yishu sneered. "Then tell me, what's the matter?" She was the one who seduced Qin Batian on her own accord. Qin Batian doesn't have a good impression of her at all. The Chief Tower Master laughed sinisterly. Mu Tuanyang sighed. "How jealous are you of Qin Batian?" "I'm jealous of him?" The Chief Tower Master sneered. "Although Qin Batian is my opponent, I won't make things up. He and Tantai Li are in love with each other," Mu Tianyang said. "Shut up. What do you know? If it weren't for her, what right does Qin Baishan's statue have to enter my Chief Tower's land of inheritance? She's a selfish woman," the Chief Tower Master roared. "Selfish? If it weren't for the Qin Emperor suppressing that divine beast, my forgotten continent would have been plunged into misery and suffering. Do you think he has the right?" "Here, the one who has the least right to speak is you," Yishu said angrily. "No, it's all a lie." The Chief Tower Master looked at the hook-nosed old man and the monkey-faced old man and said, "You two, you must believe me. Don't be fooled by them. Still want to quibble?" Yishu was unable to restrain his anger, and he stepped forward and slapped the Chief Tower Master's head with a murderous aura. "No!" The Chief Tower Master cried out in despair. "Old Yi, please have mercy." But suddenly, an old voice sounded. Following closely, an old man appeared in the void not far away. It was Wang Su. He quickly flew over and landed beside the Chief Tower Master. Looking at the mysterious lady, he cupped his hands and said, "Old Wang Su greets young Mississippi. You're still willing to come out?" The mysterious lady coldly snorted. Wang Su's gaze trembled, and he said respectfully, "This old man heard what young Miss said before. The Chief Tower Master is indeed guilty, but all these years, the Chief Tower Master has managed the forgotten continent conscientiously. Even if there's no merit, there's still hard work. Young Miss, please forgive him." "No," Yishu shouted before the mysterious madam could say anything. "Elder Yi, I know that young Miss has suffered a lot over the years, but these things have already happened. Even if we kill the Chief Tower Master now, what use is it? Why don't we give him a way out and let him make up for his mistakes?" Wang Imo said. Yishu raised his eyebrows and said, "There are so many people here, and you're the only one who's pleading for him. Could it be that the two of you, old man Yi, you can't speak carelessly?" "I, Wang Su, swear that I am absolutely not in cahoots with him. I only found out about him plotting against the eldest miss just now," Wang Su said in a deep voice. Yishu looked up at the mysterious lady. "Fine. Let's not kill him yet. We'll make a decision after we return to the main tower." The mysterious lady said, "Great-grandmother, you said that my ancestors and I are benevolent. Aren't you the same? If such a person is left alive, there will be endless trouble in the future." Killing intent surged in Qin Feiyong's eyes as he landed in front of the Chief Tower Master and slammed his palm towards him. "Qin Feiyong, this is my Chief Tower's matter. You have no right to interfere," Wang Su angrily said as he threw a punch at Qin Feiyong. "If I want to kill someone, do you think you can stop me?" Qin Feiyong coldly snorted as his hand turned in the air and slammed towards Wang Su's fist. The fist and the palm collided in an instant. Boom! Wang Su was sent flying, blood gushing out of his mouth. Qin Feiyong ignored him and continued to attack the Chief Tower Master. In short, this person must not be left alive. But just as he was about to succeed, the Chief Tower Master suddenly disappeared in front of him. HM? Everyone present was extremely bewildered. Boom! Qin Feiyang released his divine sense and spread it in all directions. At this moment, he caught two divine space objects in the void in front of him. One of the divine space objects was right next to Mu Tianyang and did not move. The other divine space object was fleeing into the distance. Obviously, the divine space object floating next to Mu Tianyang was Mu Qing and the others. Before, there were a total of 3 divine space objects here. The owners of the 3 divine space objects were Wang Su, Mu Tianyang, and the mysterious man. Now, Wang Su appeared. Mu Tianyang's divine space object also did not move. Then, the divine space object that escaped must be the mysterious man who saved the Imperial Preceptor and Emperor Hong. I'd like to see who you are. Qin Feiyang's eyes flashed with a fierce light as he revived the divine phoenix saber. Swish! But without waiting for the divine phoenix saber to attack, Emperor Hong and the Imperial Preceptor both appeared in the void in front of him. The two's qi had been repaired, and Emperor Hong still had a person in his hands. This person's lower abdomen was dripping with blood, and he looked quite miserable. It was Zhao Tailai. Emperor Hong glanced at the mysterious lady, then looked at Qin Feiyang and said, "You'd better not move, otherwise don't blame me for being ruthless." "Young master, don't worry about me." Zhao Tailai cried out. "Shut up." A cold light flashed in Emperor Hong's eyes as he grabbed Zhao Tailai's neck and squeezed hard. Zhao Tailai's throat suddenly emitted a crisp cracking sound. "Really stupid. How could I not care about you?" Qin Feiyang looked at Zhao Tailai and sighed. He looked at Emperor Hong and said, "Let him go. I'll give you a way out." Emperor Hong sneered. "It's not up to you now. If you want me to let him go, I can. But as a condition, bring me that stone coffin." Emperor Hong, as the son of the Qin Emperor, why are you colluding with the Imperial Preceptor? Aren't you afraid of being ridiculed by the world? The mysterious lady said angrily. "Do you still think of yourself as a member of my Qin clan? Let me tell you, although Qin Feiyang recognizes you, I don't. As long as this old man is here, don't even think about entering my Qin clan's door. Your daughter, don't even think about returning to her ancestry," Emperor Hong shouted. The mysterious lady's face was gloomy. Qin Feiyang looked at the mysterious lady and said to Emperor Hong, "I'm afraid you can't make the decision on this matter." "What a joke. I'm the son of the Qin Emperor, and the person with the highest seniority in the Qin clan. If even I can't make the decision, then who can?" Emperor Hong said. Qin Feiyang clenched his fists. "What an old bastard taking advantage of his seniority." Emperor Hong shouted. "Less nonsense. Give me the stone coffin." "Okay." Qin Feiyang nodded, looked at Tantai and smiled. "Great-grandmother, let Li Jian out." The mysterious lady waved her hand, and Li Jian appeared. Qin Feiyang looked at Li Jian and said, "Give me the Qinkuan pouch." "Yes." Li Jian took out the Qinkuan pouch, walked in front of Qin Feiyang, and handed it to Qin Feiyang. Looking at the Qinkuan pouch, Mu Tianyang and the state preceptor's eyes suddenly flashed. Qin Feiyang grabbed the Qinkuan pouch, waved his hand, and 2 stone coffins appeared. But he was not in a hurry to open the coffins. He turned to look at Mu Tianyang and said lightly, "You caught Tang Hai for the stone coffins. Let's not drag it out, let's solve it once and for all." Sure enough, it's straightforward. Mu Tianyang smiled and said, "Mu Qing, let Tang Hai out." Swish. Before his voice faded, Mu Changfeng and Mu Changyun appeared with Tang Hai. Tang Hai didn't dare to look at Qin Feiyang and said guiltily, "Young master, I'm sorry. Don't say that, it's not your fault. If you want to blame someone, blame the small beast and the ice dragon. Originally, victory was in our grasp, but it was all because they came out to mess things up that we ended up in this situation." Qin Feiyang laughed. Tang Hai smiled apologetically. Since the young master didn't blame him, he naturally didn't need to continue blaming himself. Qin Feiyang raised his hands, grabbed the lids of the 2 stone coffins, and forcefully lifted them. However, it actually didn't open. The coffin lid and the stone coffin seemed to be one, and didn't even move. What's going on? Qin Feiyang was taken aback. Mu Tianyang and the state preceptor also frowned. Emperor Hong suddenly thought of something and said, "Try it with your purple gold dragon blood." Purple gold dragon blood. Qin Feiyang muttered, cut his fingertip, and 2 drops of purple gold dragon blood dripped onto the 2 stone coffins. Buzz. The stone coffins suddenly emitted strands of purple gold divine light. Following closely, as if it had triggered some mechanism, with a clang, the coffin lid opened a little. Just as the coffin lid opened, 2 terrifying auras roared out from the coffin. These 2 auras were completely different. The aura that rushed out from the right coffin carried a domineering aura. The aura of the left coffin was filled with an evil aura. Feeling these 2 auras, Mu Tianyang and the state preceptor immediately knew which coffin they wanted. Right, Mu Tianyang said. Left. The state preceptor followed. Qin Feiyang said, I can give you the stone coffin, but you have to let them go first. Mu Tianyang laughed. We'll let them go first. What if you change your mind and don't give it to us? Qin Feiyang said, you still don't trust my, Qin Feiyang's, character? If it was any other time, I would definitely trust you unconditionally, but the situation is different now. I have to be on guard. Mu Tianyang said, I'm not Mu Tianyang. I've never trusted you. You have to give me the stone coffin first. And Lord Emperor Hong's heavenly great sword. The state preceptor looked at Qin Feiyang and said. Zhao Tailai hurriedly said, Young master, the axe you gave me was also snatched away by the state preceptor. Tang Hai added, and my dagger, it's also in Mu Chongfeng's hands. Qin Feiyang raised his eyebrows, looked at Mu Tianyang and the state preceptor, and said with a smile, the 2 of you, the situation seems to have become a little complicated. Mu Tianyang shouted, Chongfeng, who allowed you to do this, quickly return the dagger to Tang Hai. Father, Mu Chongfeng hurriedly said. Mu Tianyang said, I don't want to say it a second time. Mu Chongfeng glanced, took out the black dagger, and threw it to Tang Hai. Tang Hai caught the dagger and sneered. Haven't you forgotten one thing? Mu Chongfeng coldly snorted, and with a thought, he erased the blood contract in the dagger. The moment he snatched the dagger, he erased the blood contract with Tang Hai and dripped blood to bind it. Originally, he planned to snatch the dagger again after the transaction was completed. But he didn't expect Tang Hai to remember this. Qin Feiyang looked at the state preceptor and said with a smile, What about you? The state preceptor reluctantly took out the axe and coldly snorted. It's just a rusty axe. This preceptor doesn't care about it. After saying that, he threw it to Zhao Tailai. Zhao Tailai caught it in his hand. A hint of ridicule flashed in his eyes. You don't care about it, and you still want to snatch it? I've never seen such a hypocritical old fart. Chapter 1759. Emperor Hong said, Heavenly Great Sword. Qin Feiyang waved his hand, and the heavenly great sword appeared. Let's trade. Mu Tianyang said. What's the hurry? Don't you want to know what's inside this sarcophagus? Qin Feiyang pointed to the sarcophagus on the left and smiled. Mu Tianyang looked at the sarcophagus, his eyes shining. The Grand Master's expression changed slightly, and he shouted, Don't open it. Trade immediately. So guilty? Qin Feiyang smiled and waved his hand. The false god power rushed towards the sarcophagus, and the lid flew up. A skeleton immediately appeared in Qin Feiyang's line of sight. The skeleton was grayish-white. That strong evil aura enveloped all directions. Why is it a skeleton? Qin Feiyang raised his eyebrows. The most important thing was that it was also grayish-white. Mu Tianyang said in a deep voice, That's right. This is the divine body of the demon ancestor. How do you know? Qin Feiyang was suspicious. Back then, when we fought with him, we saw the color of his divine bones. It was grayish-white. Moreover, the length and size of this divine bone is about the same as the demon ancestor's body. The most important thing is that this evil aura is exactly the same as the demon ancestor's. Qin Badian, that old thing is really crazy. Such a possible demon, but he didn't destroy it completely. Mu Tianyang said angrily. Qin Feiyang's eyes flashed, and he waved his hand again, opening the lid of Mu Tianjuan's coffin. There was also only a set of divine bones inside, and the flesh had already decayed. But the difference was that the surface of the divine bones was suffused with a hazy golden light. The mysterious madam walked to Qin Feiyang's side and scanned the two godly skeletons. She transmitted her voice, Feiyang. No matter if it's the demon ancestor or Mu Tianjun, they are both extremely terrifying existences. Are you really going to return them to them? Tang Hai and old Zhao are in their hands, so I can only return them, Qin Feiyang thought. He was also extremely annoyed. It was all that small beast's fault. According to his original plan, not only would he be able to make the Imperial Preceptor and Mu Tianyang suffer heavy losses, he would also be able to destroy the divine bodies of Mu Tianjun and the Devil Ancestor. However, with the small beast's interference, all of his plans fell apart. Even though Mu Tianyang's side had lost a lot of pseudo-gods, including a divine god of battle, they were nothing compared to Mu Tianyang. Mu Tianyang said, "Hurry up and trade." Qin Feiyang took a deep breath and turned to the mysterious lady and Yi Shu, saying, "Gentlemen, I'll have to trouble you to help me make the trade." The two of them nodded. Each of them carried a stone coffin and the heavenly great sword, respectively heading towards Emperor Hong and Mu Changfeng. During the transaction, none of the three parties played any tricks. The transaction was successfully completed. The mysterious lady brought Zhao Tailai back to Qin Feiyang's side. Zhao Tailai looked at Qin Feiyang guiltily and said, "Young master, I'm sorry, I've implicated you. I've already said that it's not your fault. Don't say sorry again." Qin Feiyang glared at Zhao Tailai and looked down at their bellies. He frowned and said, "That's not right. Didn't I ask Cedar to help you repair your Qi? Why hasn't it been repaired yet?" According to Cedar's repairability, my Qi should have been repaired long ago. However, Emperor Hong and the Imperial Preceptor are not fools. When my Qi was about to be repaired, they destroyed it again. Zhao Tailai said angrily, "My situation is the same. Originally, I wanted to wait until my Qi was repaired before capturing Mu Tianyang and the others. But as soon as Mu Tianyang woke up, he discovered this." Tang Hai smiled bitterly. Qin Feiyang nodded. At the same time, the Imperial Preceptor and Mu Tianyang also put away the stone coffin. The mysterious lady glanced at the people on both sides and said, "Feiyang, do you want to make a move now?" "No need. If we make a move now, Mu Tianyang and the Imperial Preceptor will most likely join forces. Coupled with Mu Tianyang's heaven-defying divine artifact, the situation will be very unfavorable for us." Qin Feiyang thought. "That's true." The mysterious lady nodded. Although they have several war gods on their side, Tang Hai and Zhao Tailai's Qi has not been repaired. The aquiline-nosed old man's Qi is also destroyed. At present, only the monkey-faced old man, the mysterious lady, Qin Feiyang, and Yi Shu have the strength to fight. If they really fight, they will definitely be at a disadvantage. Mu Tianyang looked at Wang Su and said, "Let's start our transaction." "Okay." Wang Su nodded and waved his old hand. Wang Yuanshan and Marquis Wu Shenhao appeared. Mu Tianyang didn't say anything and directly released Wang Yuanshan's control. Wang Su also released Marquis Wu Shenhao. "Okay, the transaction is complete, but Qin Feiyang, the grudge between us has not been resolved." Mu Tianyang looked at Qin Feiyang and said with a smile. Qin Feiyang said, "Although the ancient castle is sealed and Changshui has been taken away by the small beast, I'm afraid that your current strength is not enough to kill me." "Of course I know. After all, you still have the Black Tortoise realm. I don't plan to fight here. What I want to say is that our battle will erupt soon. You have to be prepared." Mu Tianyang chuckled and said with full confidence. Qin Feiyang smiled and said, "I'll return those words to you without missing a word." Haha. As expected of Qin Feiyang. "Then let's wait and see." Mu Tianyang laughed heartily. Swish. The next moment, Mu Tianyang, Mu Zhangfeng, Mu Zhangyun, and Marquis Wu Shenhao all disappeared. Emperor Hong and the Imperial Tutor also entered the spatial divine object and left without looking back. Wang Su looked at everyone and asked, "What about the Chief Pagoda Master?" But no one answered him. The mysterious lady's divine sense had been searching the void. A moment later, she retracted her divine sense and looked at Qin Fei Yang, saying, Fei Yang, that mysterious spatial divine object and the imperial tutor's spatial divine object went in the same direction. Should we chase after them? Qin Fei Yang turned his head to look at Zhao Tailai and asked, Old Zhao, did you see anyone in that spatial divine object just now? Now that you mention it, it's really strange. At that time, in that spatial divine object, other than Emperor Hong and the imperial tutor, I didn't see anyone else. Zhao Tailai said, You mean, in that spatial divine object, only the imperial tutor and Emperor Hong were in it? Qin Fei Yang said, Yes. Zhao Tailai nodded. It seems that this person's spatial divine object is the same as Mu Tianyang's spatial divine object. There is more than one space inside. When you were captured, he should have been hiding somewhere else. But this person, who is he? What is his relationship with the imperial tutor and Emperor Hong? Qin Fei Yang frowned. Wang Su said angrily, I'm asking you, what about the chief pagoda master? Why didn't you save the chief pagoda master from their hands when we made the deal? Don't you understand? Even if we want to save him, he won't come back. Because he knows that even if we don't kill him, there will be no place for him in the forgotten continent in the future. He will be like a rat crossing the street. No matter where he goes, he will be despised. Qin Fei Yang said, Miss, back then, we joined hands with Qin Fei Yang and slaughtered all the combat emperors of the Mu family. The Mu family will definitely not let it go. So now is the time to use people. Although the chief pagoda master is wrong, but his strength, everyone can see it. If he can turn over a new leaf, it may not be a bad thing for our forgotten continent. Wang Su looked at the mysterious lady and said, You don't understand him. He has been blinded by power and desire, and will never be able to turn over a new leaf. The mysterious lady said. Wang Su said, Then now our Pill Pagoda has no leader. Who said we have no leader? Hasn't the miss returned? Yi Shu said angrily, That's right. The miss was originally our Pill Pagoda's chief pagoda master, and now that she has broken through to the war god realm, it is the most suitable for the miss to regain power. The hook-nosed old man nodded. This old man also agrees. The monkey-faced old man said, I also have no objections. The former deputy pavilion master also expressed his opinion. Sigh. Wang Su glanced at them, sighed deeply, and didn't force it. The mysterious lady said, About regaining power, let's talk about it when we return to the forgotten continent. Fei Yang, how is Rushuang? Qin Fei Yang said, She is comprehending the mysteries of becoming a god. The mysterious lady smiled happily and said, Then don't disturb her. Qin Fei Yang said, Great-grandmother, I remember there is an uncle. Why don't I see him? This so-called uncle was the middle-aged man who had helped him with the mysterious lady many times. He lived on an island in the endless ocean. He had the cultivation of a false god. The mysterious lady smiled and said, I guess you will never be able to guess this uncle's true identity. True identity? Qin Fei Yang was stunned. The mysterious lady said, He is the divine beast that your ancestors suppressed back then. What? It's him. Qin Fei Yang was shocked. If the mysterious lady didn't say it, he really wouldn't be able to guess. The mysterious lady said, But you don't have to worry. A long time ago, he had already turned over a new leaf. Otherwise, I wouldn't have opened his seal. It was you who opened his seal? Qin Fei Yang said, That's right. Back then, your ancestor used my blood to seal him. Thus, my blood is able to undo his seal. As early as 3,000 years ago, I had already helped him open the seal. However, I have no way to open the seal in his body. The mysterious lady said, There is still a seal in his body? Qin Fei Yang was surprised. Yes, this seal is specially used to seal his cultivation. As long as this seal exists, he will not be able to return to the cultivation of a war god. And this seal can only be opened by your ancestor in this world. This time, he entered the miracle specifically to find your ancestor. The mysterious lady said, So that's how it is. Qin Fei Yang nodded in realization. Zhao Tailai was surprised. Wait, Didn't the Qin Emperor enter the third floor? How is he going to find him? Therefore, he has already gone to the third floor. I'm afraid we won't see him again. The mysterious lady sighed. He went to the third floor, Qin Feiyang murmured. He raised his head and looked at the entrance of the third floor with a hint of desire in his eyes. Young master, there are still many things waiting for you to deal with outside. Don't think about entering the third floor for the time being. Zhao Tailai said. Qin Feiyang nodded. He looked at the mysterious lady and asked, Great-grandmother, do you know about the ancient world? Ancient world? The mysterious lady was startled. Suddenly, as if she had thought of something, her eyes trembled slightly and said, I seem to have heard your ancestor mention this place. Genius memorized the address in 1 second. Mobile version of reading website, M. Chapter 1760. You heard it from the ancestor? Qin Feiyang stared blankly and hurriedly asked, What did the ancestor say? The mysterious madam thought for a moment and shook her head. He only mentioned it casually. He didn't go into detail. Just casually mentioned it? Qin Feiyang's face was filled with disappointment. The mysterious madam asked suspiciously, Why are you suddenly asking about the ancient realm? To tell you the truth, I went to the ancient realm some time ago. I found someone there who knew the ancestor. And what's even stranger is, when Qin Feiyang said this, his expression became incomparably strange. Know him? The mysterious lady was stunned. Her breathing quickened as she asked, Who knows him? Qin Feiyang said, 2 people with the surname Gua. What do they look like? The mysterious madam asked. Qin Feiyang waved his hand. Pseudo-god power appeared and condensed into the figures of Gua Zixiong and Gua Da. The mysterious madam looked at them for a moment and shook her head. I don't know them at all. Yishu said suspiciously, Kid. You said there's something even stranger. What is it? Qin Feiyang was speechless. Zhao Tailai and Tang Hai looked at each other and could not help but snicker. Qin Feiyang glared at the 2 of them. He looked at the mysterious madam and Yishu and said, The ancestor arranged a marriage for me in the ancient realm. What's that? A marriage? The 2 of them looked at each other. Yes. Qin Feiyang's face was full of helplessness. That can't be right. When your ancestor left, your father wasn't even born yet. Even if he went to the ancient realm, he couldn't have arranged a marriage for you. Is there a trap here? The mysterious madam asked. The marriage is not just for me. It's for the descendants of the Qin clan. In other words, as long as it's a descendant of the Qin clan, no matter who it is, they have to complete the marriage after entering the ancient realm. Qin Feiyang briefly told her about the marriage contract. I see. The mysterious madam suddenly understood and asked, Where's the entrance to the ancient realm? Her eyes were full of desire. Qin Feiyang was a little hesitant. Even he did not understand the situation in the ancient realm. Should he tell his great-grandmother about it? Eldest miss, the Qin emperor did not take you with him because he was afraid that you would be hurt. Why do you have to ask about this now? Yishu said. Obviously, he could see that Qin Feiyang was in a difficult position. The mysterious madam took a deep look at Yishu, then turned to look at Qin Feiyang and said with a smile, Pretend I didn't ask. Qin Feiyang smiled and said, Actually, even if I told you, you wouldn't be able to enter, because the entrance to the ancient realm is on the 1st level. The entrance the first? The mysterious madam was dumbfounded. Then, a bitter smile appeared on her face. Indeed. Even if she know the entrance, because she couldn't enter the ancient realm. The monkey-faced old man walked in front of Qin Feiyang and cupped his hands. Brother Qin, I'm really sorry about before. Yes, because of our moment of confusion, we almost caused a disaster. I hope Brother Qin can forgive us. The former deputy pavilion master and the hook-nosed old man were also apologetic. Wang Su's expression was extremely complicated. Seniors, you're too polite. Qin Feiyang waved his hand and smiled. He was not an unreasonable person. These people were all kept in the dark and used by the chief tower master. Now that the truth was out and the misunderstanding was cleared, how could he bear a grudge? However, there was one person that he must not let go. He looked at Wang Yuanshan. At the same time, Chui Li also looked at Wang Yuanshan, his eyes flashing with shocking murderous intent. Wang Yuanshan saw that the situation was not good and immediately hid behind Wang Su, his face full of fear. What's wrong, Fei Yang? The mysterious madam looked at Qin Fei Yang suspiciously. The monkey-faced old man and the others also noticed that the atmosphere was not right. Wang Su frowned. Qin Fei Yang is my biological father and Yu Er's great-grandfather. You. But before Wang Su could finish, Qin Fei Yang snorted coldly. I know all this. Seeing Qin Fei Yang's gaze becoming more and more terrifying, Wang Su's heart skipped a beat. He turned to Wang Yuanshan and asked anxiously, Father, did you do something to him? Wang Yuanshan stammered. You don't dare to say it? All right, I'll say it for you. Chui Li gritted his teeth and looked at everyone. Wang Yuanshan and I are old friends. I even risked my life to save him and Wang Yu in the Black Tortoise world. But what about him? He betrayed me and caused the deaths of everyone in Seven Fiend City, including my brothers. Betrayed? The mysterious madam and Yi Shu were bewildered. Wang Su said in a low voice, Father, what's going on? This is not my fault. Even if it was the giant python and the fire dragon, I didn't want this to happen. Wang Yuanshan shook his head. You didn't want this to happen either? What a joke. If you had done as I said, you and Wang Yu would definitely have been able to escape Seven Fiend City, and the people in Seven Fiend City would have been fine. But what did you do? Not only did you not know how to be grateful, you even sent us to our deaths. Wang Yuanshan, you are really ruthless. Millions of people in Seven Fiend City died because of your selfishness and ambition. Chui Li roared. No. Wang Yuanshan shook his head. No? You think I don't know the reason why you betrayed me? Isn't it because you want to curry favor with the giant python and the fire dragon and make them your backing? Chui Li said angrily. Wang Su looked at Wang Yuanshan in disappointment and asked, Father, is what he said true? Su I. Wang Yuanshan's face was filled with panic. What Chui Li said is true. And that's not all. Qin Fei Yang said. What else? Mysterious madam and the rest were bewildered. Zhao Tailai said, and Wang Yu If not for young master's help, Wang Yu would have been killed by him. Wang Su roared, Father, what are you thinking? You have really disappointed me. Wang Yuanshan was extremely terrified and knelt on the ground. He looked at Chui Li and said, Brother Chui, I'm sorry. I was wrong. Please forgive me this once. If I forgive you now, will I still be able to face those souls who died unjustly? Will I still be able to face my brothers who died tragically? Chui Li said angrily, his face filled with sorrow. Wang Yuanshan's gaze trembled as he looked at Wang Su for help. Wang Su sighed and turned to look at Chui Li. He bowed and said, Brother Chui, I'm willing to bear the sins of father. Chui Li said, I'm afraid you won't be able to bear it. Wang Su went silent. So many people had died tragically. Such a monstrous sin was indeed something he could not bear. But, as long as he could save his father, no matter what he had to do, he would not complain. He looked at Chui Li, looked at Qin Fei Yang, and finally looked at Wang Yuanshan. Suddenly, he gritted his teeth, took out a calamity spirit pill, and threw it into his mouth without hesitation. Wang Su, the monkey-faced old man, and the others changed color. The mysterious lady immediately stepped forward and slapped Wang Su's back. Puff. Immediately, the calamity spirit pill was accompanied by a mouthful of old blood. Wang Su roared, Young miss, don't stop me. I want to atone for father's sins. Shut up. The mysterious lady snorted and said, This is Wang Yuanshan's sin. Although you are his son, you should not bear it. Wang Su said, Young miss, it wasn't easy for me to reunite with father. How can I just watch him die in front of me? A son must pay his father's debts. I am willing to pay his debts. The mysterious lady raised her eyebrows and turned to look at Qin Fei Yang. I can turn a blind eye to other things, but not this. Chui Li is not only my subordinate, but also my family. His grudge is also my grudge. Qin Fei Yang said expressionlessly. Fei Yang, Su and the others don't know the situation in the Black Tortoise world, but you do. The giant python is the guardian of the miracle, and the fire dragon is a terrifying divine beast. It is pardonable for me to curry favor with them and curry favor with them. I admit that doing so is indeed selfish, but it is also to protect you. Wang Yuanshan looked at Qin Feiyang and exclaimed. Qin Feiyang said, Chuili is also protecting you. I know, but in that situation, no one would believe that Chuili could help us escape. Wang Yuanshan said. Sigh. Even now, you are still twisting words and forcing logic. It is really hard not to kill you. Qin Feiyang sighed. Using the walk word technique, he instantly appeared behind Wang Yuanshan. Wang Su roared, Qin Feiyang, you dare? Humph. Qin Feiyang snorted. He raised his hand and slapped the top of Wang Yuanshan's head. Crack. Wang Yuanshan's head exploded like a watermelon, and his soul was immediately annihilated. Father, Qin Feiyang, I will not rest until you are dead. Wang Su roared in grief. His hair stood on end as he madly pounced at Qin Feiyang. The mysterious lady grabbed Wang Su's arm and shouted, Wang Su, enough is enough. Young miss, let go of me. Wang Su roared. The mysterious lady frowned. She raised her hand and slammed it on the back of Wang Su's head. With a bang, Wang Su fainted. Wang Yuanshan's body also fell to the ground. Brothers of Seven Demon City, young master has avenged you. You can rest in peace now. Chuili looked at Wang Yuanshan's body and muttered to himself. 2 drops of tears flowed from the corner of his eyes. He then walked to Qin Feiyang and bowed. Young master, thank you. He knew that Qin Feiyang did not care about Wang Su and killed Wang Yuanshan in front of everyone because of him. He also knew, once he killed Wang Yuanshan, the grudge between Qin Feiyang and Wang Su would never be resolved. In fact, he had already decided to give up on revenge. It was not that he was magnanimous and forgave Wang Yuanshan. It was because he did not want to make things difficult for Qin Feiyang. After all, Qin Feiyang and Wang Yuer's relationship was not ordinary, and Wang Yuanshan was Wang Yuer's great-grandfather. These layers of relationships would make it difficult for Qin Feiyang to get along with Wang Yuer's family in the future. But Qin Feiyang did not hesitate and killed Wang Yuanshan on the spot. How could he not be moved? Qin Feiyang waved his hand and smiled. You are my subordinate. It is only right for me to avenge you. All right, now that you have avenged, go and cultivate. Junior Leopard has already broken through to the War God realm. You have to speed up and not let me down. Yes. Chuili nodded. Chapter 1761. With a wave of his hand, Qin Feiyang sent Chuili to the castle. With enough soul stones, Chuili believed that it wouldn't take long for him to break through to the War God realm. Next, Qin Feiyang also sent the 6 elders, Li Jian and Yu Huang, to the castle, leaving only the Golden Leopard and Tang Hai outside. The mysterious lady looked at the monkey-faced old man and the others. You guys should also go to the spatial artifact to heal your wounds. Also, bring Wang Yuanshan's body with you. After all, he is a person of our forgotten continent. We should let him return to his roots. Yes. The few of them nodded respectfully. The monkey-faced old man walked forward, carrying the unconscious Wang Su in one hand and Wang Yuanshan's body in the other. The mysterious lady waved her hand, and the group disappeared. Yishu glanced at Qin Feiyang and said in an annoyed tone, Brat, you've killed him. You should be able to vent your anger now. Qin Feiyang said, if it weren't for you pleading for him, I would have killed him back in the Black Tortoise world. To tell you the truth, which one of us doesn't have blood on our hands? This time, it's you. If it were anyone else, I definitely wouldn't have allowed them to harm my tower's people. The mysterious lady said, Great-grandmother, don't compare me to you. Although I've killed many people, most of them deserve to die. Qin Feiyang chuckled. The mysterious lady raised her eyebrows and said angrily, Why do you sound like I'm the same type of person as Wang Yuanshan? Although not the same type, it's not that far off. Qin Feiyang snickered. Are you looking for a beating? The mysterious lady's face darkened, and she raised her hand to knock Qin Feiyang's head. Qin Feiyang quickly dodged. The mysterious lady shook her head with a smile. Jokes aside, There are some things you should think about first. Think about what? Qin Feiyong was suspicious. Wang Su, Wang Yuer's parents, you killed Wang Yuanshan. They definitely won't forgive you easily. And young Master Hao, although that child is older than you, he hasn't experienced as much as you have. I'm afraid that the matter of the head pagoda master will be quite a blow to him. To be honest, I don't even know how to tell him. The mysterious lady sighed. Qin Feiyong said, young Master Hao is the pagoda master's son. Leaving him alive will only lead to endless troubles in the future. We might as well just kill him. The mysterious lady was stunned. She looked at Qin Feiyong with a smile and asked, are you speaking from your heart? Qin Feiyong said, isn't that what you think? According to his great-grandmother's personality, she definitely wouldn't leave a disaster like young Master Hao alive. The mysterious madam rolled her eyes at Qin Feiyong and sighed. I have indeed thought of cutting the weeds and eliminating the roots. However, his father is my junior martial brother after all. He can also be considered as my nephew. Moreover, his father only has one son. I can't bear to kill him. Ayaya. When did great-grandmother become so kind? Qin Feiyong was surprised. A row of black lines appeared on the mysterious lady's forehead. She said angrily, boy, are you really itching for a beating? Great-grandmother, please spare me. Qin Feiyong hurriedly retreated. Seeing Qin Feiyong and the mysterious lady quarreling without any estrangement, Yishu felt happy for the mysterious lady from the bottom of her heart. Stop fooling around. You go and tell young Master Hao about this. The mysterious lady looked at Qin Feiyong and said, me? Qin Feiyong frowned. Yes. If he can accept it and swears to cut off all ties with the head pagoda master, I will treat him as family. The mysterious lady said. What if he can't accept it? Qin Feiyong asked. You should know what to do. The mysterious lady said. Qin Feiyong sighed. You're asking me to be the bad guy. Why? You're not willing to do such a small thing? The mysterious lady said angrily. How can I not be willing? You're my great-grandmother. What if you beat me up? I can't fight back. Qin Feiyong chuckled. The mysterious lady shook her head and laughed. What's next? Do we continue to train on the second floor, or go back? Qin Feiyong pondered for a moment and shook his head. We've been training for so long. Let's go back. Yishu said. I think we should train for a while longer. Why? Qin Feiyong was puzzled. You should know that once we leave the divine site, we won't only have to face Mu Tianyang, but also the Demon Lord and Mu Tianjun. Those three people were all people who could stand shoulder to shoulder with your ancestor. The Demon Lord is a heaven-defying existence. Back then, your ancestor, Mu Tianyang, and Mu Tianjun worked together to deal with him. If the three of them work together, we'll be in a very bad situation. That's why I suggest we wait until you become a war god before we leave, Yishu said in a deep voice. The mysterious lady said, Yishu's consideration is not without reason. Qin Feiyong nodded. If the Demon Lord and Mu Tianyang fought separately, it wouldn't be a problem. But if the two sides worked together, it would indeed be a problem. The mysterious madam said, only you can break this balance, because you have a heaven-defying deity technique and the godly dragon technique that has just transformed into a perfect deity technique. When you break through to war god, you should be able to fight the demon ancestor. A perfect divine technique? Qin Feiyong was stunned. He waved his hand and a stone door appeared. Following that, a divine statue, a divine dragon, and a divine seal also appeared one after another. Ever since the dragon god technique evolved, he hadn't carefully looked at it. His eyes were filled with curiosity. These are the forms of the dragon god technique's 4 forms. Only a perfect divine technique can condense a form, the mysterious lady said. Qin Feiyong suddenly understood. When everyone was discussing these things, Qin Feiyong was still in an ethereal state, so he didn't hear it. Yishu said, Kid, have your other divine techniques condensed a form? No. If we calculate according to the dragon god techniques level, the evolved fire phoenix technique should be a high-tier divine technique. Eclipse moon and the twice-evolved return to ruin technique are both mid-tier divine techniques. As for the newly evolved Guyuan sword technique, There's no doubt that it's a low-tier divine technique. Qin Feiyong said. What about the 3,000 incarnations? Yishu asked. Qin Feiyong said, I can't describe the 3,000 incarnations, but it should be a divine technique. The 3,000 incarnations are indeed different from other divine techniques. According to my observation, it should be a supportive divine technique. The mysterious lady said. Qin Feiyong nodded. What about your 6-word divine technique? Yishu asked again. I've only mastered 4 of the 6-word divine techniques, and they haven't condensed a form yet. But they're undoubtedly divine techniques. Qin Feiyong said with a smile. The mysterious lady said, Actually, according to your ancestor, there's a higher level above the perfect divine technique. Higher? Qin Feiyong was surprised. Yes, but he only mentioned it in passing and didn't go into detail. The mysterious lady said. Higher. There's a higher level divine technique. There's a higher level of cultivation. Then what's the level above war god? Qin Feiyong murmured. And where exactly was the end point of cultivation? Or was it that there was no end to the path of cultivation? There were too many questions that he couldn't figure out. Whoosh! Suddenly, a terrifying divine might descended from the sky. Who's there? The mysterious lady and Yishu's expressions changed. They quickly looked up and saw a 10-meter-long fire python floating in the sky. Its aura was oppressive. Don't be nervous. Qin Feiyong quickly comforted the two. You know each other? The mysterious lady and Yishu were stunned and asked. Yes. Qin Feiyong nodded and looked at the fire python with a smile. Brother Fire, let me introduce you. This is my great-grandmother. Great-grandmother. She's the current guardian of the divine ruins. Guardian? The mysterious lady and Yishu looked at each other in disbelief. How could this kid be brothers with the guardian? When they came back to their senses, the two quickly cupped their hands and said, Greetings, Lord Guardian. No need to be so polite. The fire python smiled and looked at Qin Feiyong, saying, Brother Qin, come up and talk. Okay. Qin Feiyong nodded and turned to the mysterious lady and Tang Hai, saying, Wait for me here. They nodded. Qin Feiyong flew up and landed in front of the fire python. He whispered, Brother Fire, how's my cousin? The fire python replied, I didn't see him. I heard from the beast god that he was taken away by the ice dragon. Taken away? Qin Feiyong was stunned and asked anxiously, Where? I'm not sure. But according to the beast god, the ice dragon seems to have taken a liking to his talent and wants to take him as a disciple. The fire python said. This? Qin Feiyong was stunned. The ice dragon wants to take his cousin as a disciple? If that was the case, wouldn't it be a great fortune? If the ice dragon really has such intentions, it's indeed a great fortune for your cousin. The fire python smiled. Qin Feiyong sighed. Even so, you and I don't know if that's the case. That's what I'm thinking too. But it's useless to think about it. The fire python said. Yes. Qin Feiyong nodded and asked, Then do you know the relationship between the ice dragon and the small beast? Friends. But the beast god is much stronger than the ice dragon. The fire python said. What? Stronger than the ice dragon? Qin Feiyong was shocked. Yes. The beast god himself said that the ice dragon is just a little worm in its eyes, and it can destroy it with a wave of its claws. The fire python said. Qin Feiyong sucked in a breath of cold air. The ice dragon is an existence that can even suppress a heaven-defying artifact, but it can destroy it with just a wave of its claws. How terrifying is the small beast's strength? The fire python said, I'll help you inquire about your cousin's situation if there's a chance. Now let's talk about the fire dragon first. Then I'll thank you in advance. Qin Feiyong cupped his hands and thanked, then asked suspiciously, What happened to the fire dragon? The fire python said gloomily, I haven't found the whereabouts of the fire dragon, and I'm not satisfied. Qin Feiyong frowned. Why didn't the small beast tell you? How would I know? These days I've been thinking, is the beast god deliberately shielding it? Otherwise, why didn't it give the fire dragon to me? The fire python said angrily. Qin Feiyong sighed. Even if it's shielding the fire dragon, you don't dare to do anything? Yes, it's the master of the miracle. My life and death are in its hands. What can I do? So, Brother Chin, I want to ask you. The Fire Python said, you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.